What's going on, everybody? Live
Howdy, howdy.
again. You're live again. I had a whole intro planned out like 2 hours ago.
Uh-huh. And,
Forgot it. Forgot it. Of course.
of course. Oh, so, hey, Ebert, Charles, yeah, I got your comments. Hey, Chad. And there was somebody else here. Who else was here? Carrie's here. Hey,
Okay.
Carrie. And that looks like, yeah, about it. That's cool. Then I don't have a really long opening spiel or whatever you want to call it.
It's weird how that happens. Like you could have it memorized and stuff. I went over it like 3 times in my head and I can't even remember like parts of it.
Well, you know what people do when they have that situation?
Realize that they're going into senility.
Nope, they take and write it down. Ah,
Nah, if I wrote it
hey,
down, it
Scott.
wouldn't be authentic.
Chad says, bet you can do it, or bet you can't do a double. Yeah, that was good for JT. Hey, Mark says, I'm here. Robbie Bobby. Who do you guys watch on YouTube? Tons of people. Rocky's in the house also. Says, hey, guys. Uh, Carrie, we're not sure if Brando's. Oh, there he is, right there. So that answers your question. BD says, hey, BD. Hello, everyone. I'm just watering some sprouts. Good. Hopefully, they're growing good. And Susan's in the house really early. So, Susan, it's early enough to where you can come join us if you want. And she says, hi, guys. Just you tonight? No, Brando just showed up. Yaya says, good to see you guys. And hey, Yaya. Everyone's applauding Brando's appearance, even though we're looking at a fluorescent light.
Oh snap!
Oh, shoot.
Oh
Uh,
hey, I thought I dropped something.
yeah.
I was picking up something and something slipped from my hand.
Susan says, old school, you need Dave back. Where is he? No clue. Might have to pray for him again. So,
Yeah.
Brenda, how are you doing tonight?
Okay. Just doing some things around the house.
Ah. Yeah, Scott says, what's up, Brando? And yeah, so you're getting said hello to by a bunch of people.
Uh,
Uh,
all right, I'll check that out in a second.
Eber's asking, how am I doing after, or how am I feeling after the chocolate bootla pepper? I'm doing just fine. Once the heat went away, my stomach was upset for maybe a couple hours, no pain or anything, just gassy, and went to bed. Woke up the next morning, and I was just fine, and been fine since. Mark says, "Pray for Dave." Paul is in the house. Pray for Dave. Other Rob, what's up, everyone? Hey, Rob. Hey, Paula. Hey, Mark. And say hi to you guys. Yeah. Hashtag pray for Dave from Rev. So, what's new and exciting in the world of the world?
Uh uh. There's some things around, chilling, praying for better weather. You know.
Yep, I know
Uh,
what you mean.
uh, and then transplanting a couple basil plants. Uh,
Yeah,
a
that was
couple,
an interesting video.
yeah,
At least you got the holes in the cupboard the right size so you didn't have to change your cups out.
yeah.
That
I
was a
just
smart idea.
I figured I'll just make it simple, so I wouldn't have to, you know, try to cut them and then possibly cutting into the plant.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep. Well, that's why I'm a big fan of the red, whatever, red cup. I'm not gonna say a brand name, but those red cups, I love that, man. Like you don't really have to move them out of there. You just set them right into like some kind of deep water culture bed, and you start drinking that water. Away they go.
Oh, yeah, they mean those party cups, huh?
Yep, exactly. There you go. There's got to be a brand out there called Party Cups, though, right?
I'm sure. I think there is, but it's probably some off-brand. Got some like not the greatest material.
Oh yeah, I've had them.
They'll probably fall apart like if you just squeeze it the wrong way.
You ever do any kind of work with epoxy or not epoxy, fiberglass?
Resin? Oh,
Yeah, the
fiberglass.
fiberglass resin. I
Oh,
accidentally put it in a red cup, and holy crap! In like 3 minutes, it's like why is like the cup like really bendy, like
hmm.
kind of like molds with your fingers, and then like I don't know, 5 minutes after that, it just melts.
Oh yeah, yeah. You gotta watch out for that.
So, Mr. Brando, I gave Devin half of one of the salted caramels today.
Oh yeah.
He's very understated when it comes to hot things like that, but his face turned red, starting at his shoulders, worked up his neck, over his ears, and right across the front of his face. He didn't chew it. He sucked on the whole thing until it completely dissolved. And he says, "Yeah, that's got some heat to it."
Hmm.
That was the biggest thing you could say.
Kind of trying to breathe it through.
He wasn't having any problems breathing.
No,
He
I mean
can
you gotta
tolerate
breathe it
peppers
through.
almost as well as you can.
Oh
He eats dried ahi lemon drops as a snack. He'll
yeah.
take a bag and sit down on the couch and watch a movie and eat them as a snack.
I don't know. To be fair, I can do that. I wouldn't say I'm on Brando's level.
No, but he says they have a nice mild heat to them. That's why he likes them. He likes them for the citrus flavor.
Yeah, that's how I am with the Sugar Rush. That's what I was eating on the live stream for quite a while.
Yeah, Sugar Rush has a good flavor to them, but not too citrusy.
Yeah, they're not that citrusy, but they're kind of, I don't want to say fruity, but they have,
They have a good sweetness to them.
yeah, there you go. Yeah, I can't wait to try the ahi lemon. I've grown it. I grew it once. I screwed up and put it in a failed garden that I built, and some arrow type garden that I would put together with 5 gallon buckets, and it failed. So that plant died. And then the other one fell. I used to put them out on my railing when I was hardening them off, which I'm not going to do anymore. I'm just going to put them outside, but I would put them on the railing, and the wind blew a little bit, and I guess it was just light on water, and it just kind of fell off the thing, and my white dog went over and just ate the entire plant. I was left with like a little stick. So
Hmm.
I tried to make it grow, but it never came back. So, but this year I
Yeah.
already have what, 4, 5 ahi lemons, I think, up.
I have 12.
Well, I
Oh,
figured
Steph,
I'd go
is
heavy
this
on them.
a
That way.
plant comparing contest? No, no, I'm just kidding.
Well,
No.
I figured I was going to go heavy on them because then maybe I could sell like 2 or 3 pounds to Rob.
If you came up with 2 or 3 pounds, depending on what you wanted for them, I'd probably buy them.
I'll let you know. 'Cause these guys were started early. They were, I was going to say they were January babies, but no, I think they came up in like the very beginning of February.
Mine I planted in December. And Rocky says ahi lemons were some of my favorite peppers that I grew last year. Yeah, I'm regretting I didn't grow a bunch of them. That's why I have a dozen this year. Last year I started 6 and gave 3 of them away. And the other 3 only, yeah, 2 of them survived. But yeah, it wasn't nearly enough for me. I have a 4 ounce powdered cheese popcorn topper bottle that was full at one point in time with ahi lemon drop. It's about half full now. So hopefully that'll last me long enough to start getting more peppers. But that
Yeah.
was after a friend of mine she took one of the ahi lemon drops and was propagating the leaves and got them all to grow. So she had like 8 plants at the end of the season and gave me everything that was left on them the night it was, or the day it was supposed to freeze that night. So yeah, I'm still waiting to hear back on whether or not I can get that farmland or not. Just to strip off the side of one of the fields, and I haven't heard on it yet. That's why I haven't planted any new peppers so far. Because what I have now will fill up my buckets that I have, but if I can't get that
You
other
have,
land area, then I have nowhere to put them.
you have a roof at the shop?
No, it's an apartment building,
Darn.
and I don't have access to the roof up there. That would be cool.
Yeah, it
But to
would.
get up there, you have to go up on the deck on the outside and climb up a ladder to get up on the roof.
That would make getting a pile of dirt and wood and all kind of stuff up there pretty fun.
Yeah, and he just resurfaced that last fall for the winter. So I don't think he'd be happy about me climbing around up there and messing the rocks up and stuff. Besides, it's an old building. It was built in 1858.
Wow, that was before I was born.
Me too, by a couple of years.
Hey, that was my golden year.
58. Hmm.
So, happy Valentine's Day to everybody in the chat. I see you saying that back and forth and wishing everybody a happy day, even though it's
Oh,
almost.
thanks, Rob. I'm touched.
And Charles probably had a really busy day today.
And Yaya said, Rev, always a pleasure, sir. Thank you.
Uh-huh.
You're having you here too. Did we find out from Eber why it was a bad day for Florida?
A bad day.
Did they get
You
snow?
haven't heard?
No.
You haven't watched the news at all?
No, I don't watch the news.
One of the guys came in and told me about it. I don't watch the news either, but apparently there was a high school shooting down there. 17 dead and 17, 18 wounded.
That sucks.
Yeah.
Uh,
Don't know the
Okay.
whole story, but one of the guys that came in had a news feed going on his phone, and I was listening to it.
But on that note, happy Valentine's Day, everybody.
yeah, Chick-fil-A.
Kind of.
BD says right by me in my. I'm hoping that means me in Miami. 18 school shootings this. 18 school shootings this year so far. Okay, so why is the one in Florida? It's probably one of the higher number ones. That's why it hit the news.
That's some rough stuff.
Well, my high school had metal detectors before most of the places did. My high school was pretty violent. Teachers didn't bother breaking up fights because the students would turn on the teachers and beat the living daylights out of them. We had security guards running down or floating through the school all the time.
Not our school, man. Like, I don't even know how long after I was out of that school that they got metal detectors. I'm sure they have them now, but no, I went there. Like, not, well, yeah, I think like 2000. Or no, it couldn't have been 2000. So it must have been like 99. And they still didn't have metal detectors. But I haven't been back since.
BD's clarifying that he meant that he lives by there, right by me in Miami. Well, that's what I took it as. He lived right in that area. But yeah.
Well, we're getting deep on this one.
Yeah. Hey, you're in a different room. You're in a room with paneling in it.
Yeah, I'm by near a plant that I'm kind of looking at.
Oh,
Kind of
okay.
over. So I kind of overtaken this hand railing. Yeah.
Oh, Joe's in the house. Says, hey, Rev, panel, and chat. Family, hope all is well, everyone. Hope y'all had a good day. Well, not bad here. Uh, Rocket says, I don't remember any shooting incidents anywhere when I was in school.
Probably because they didn't report it as much.
And there wasn't the internet.
I mean,
We didn't
ever
have
since
shootings. We had knifings.
no, there was shootings back then, but they just weren't reported as much. I mean, anything happens nowadays, it's all over. Uh, but that stuff is unfortunate that it does happen.
Susan says the good old days. Yaya says, I was able to have a good day. Joe says, thanks, brother. Much love, everyone. Mark says, when I went to school, we can put a gun rack in the back window of our trucks and carry a gun.
Yeah, my dad, the same high school I went to, when he went there, he actually would take his gun with him so he could go small game hunting after school. And he would take it in, put it in his locker, and lock it in his locker instead of like leaving it in the trunk of the car.
Yeah,
I'm pretty sure that was him.
not when I was in school.
I don't know. I'm pretty sure that was him that said that. It might have been someone older than that, actually. I don't like. I only say that because I don't see my dad like bringing a gun into school and like putting it in a locker. He'd be like, "Heck with that! It's better off, hidden under the back seat of my car where no one can see it, while the car's locked."
Let's see. Chad says, we compared our guns with the teachers after school. Yaya says, text in here too. Eva says, shotgun, I think, in our area on truck. Yeah, because people used to go hunting after school and that kind of stuff too. But I don't remember um, guns being on racks and that kind of stuff. But then again, it was city. It wasn't like small town stuff.
Oh yeah, I remember those racks. Those things were awesome. They were for pickup trucks, and you could just like you slid them up and like they kind of anchored down, and they'd have like two hooks on it, so you could put two guns on it in your back window of your pickup truck.
Yep.
I knew like everybody I knew with a pickup truck had those in there, if not a gun in there too. But we also were in the middle of the country, and everywhere we went, we were hunting, so it would be in the middle of the country. And
Yeah, I was in city.
on a statute of limitations has got to be gone by now. But I remember we went hunting with one guy, and my dad's like, "All right, yeah, we're gonna get out of here now." Like we went turkey hunting, spring turkey hunting, and I remember we were all hanging out. My dad was like, "All right, yeah, we're gonna get out of here." And whenever he left, I'm like, well, "Why were we like getting out of there?" He's like, "Yeah, those guys were like pulling out a Tommy gun and starting shooting cans and stuff like that, and then talking about going like hunting deer once it gets dark with spotlights and stuff."
Oh, they kind of frown on that whole spotlight deer hunting stuff nowadays.
Well, you're not allowed to use an automatic rifle. Number one, you
Yeah,
can't
I
use
think
like.
yeah, that wouldn't work over too well showing up at a place with a Tommy gun nowadays.
Well, the worst thing, it's not even like a good gun. It's like I forget what it is. It's like a 35 caliber or something like that.
Well, yeah, and plus it's like how widely inaccurate because I mean, you go and try to shoot it, you're all over the place with that thing.
Yep.
The recoil on that thing's for shit or for
But
crap, my bad.
not only that, but like anybody that hears a Tommy gun going off, they're gonna know like something illegal is going on.
Yeah, they're just going pop, 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 pop. Oh.
Uh, and Brian's in the house. But yeah, I went hunting up in the northern North Dakota, and a guy on the next plot of land over was using a fully automatic AK-47 for hunting.
Oh yeah, those got a punch to them.
Yep.
It's so dumb. It's not even like Like, that's not how you would want to hunt. Like semi-automatic, okay, but not fully auto. That's just a waste of shells and meat. Like you're probably just gonna like put a bunch of holes in the animal.
Well, he's trying to tenderize
Yeah, that'll do it.
it. Gotta aerate it too.
Ah. So Eber's saying good finishing up the contest rules for the contest by the end of the month. Maybe he should tell us a little bit about it.
Seed giveaway.
Yep. But what kind of rules? What kind of contest? I was tossing around the idea again of another powder giveaway, but I don't know if I want to do it or not.
You don't
At
want to part with it.
178, I think, or 175 subscribers right now. I don't know if I want to do another powder giveaway or not. Uh-oh. Eva says it's a guessing one. And Beatty says, please elaborate. And before that, Brian said, sounds like a good plan, man.
What kind of guessing contest? I'm only
Yeah,
asking because if it's like a guessing, like some kind of info that most people wouldn't know, they're on the internet, so they can probably find it within like 5 seconds.
Yeah, what are they guessing? What's the topic of guessing? A brute.
But if it's guessing like I'm gonna pre-pick a number between 0 and 50, and here's that number, and then let everybody pick. If it's that kind of guessing, then that's fair.
Or who gets the answer first? What, I mean, besides the random number kind of thing.
I just remember there was some contest like years and years and years ago, but it was before like everybody was using Google like as much as they were. Because I remember they asked a question and I had Google open in another window. I just typed it right in and bang, got the answer. I was like, oh, the top 3 websites say the same thing. So I'm just going to guess that. Guessed it and won. I don't remember what it was for, but it was a long time ago.
Brian is saying, how many pepper seeds in this jar type of game? Laughing out loud. Eva says 3 winners, top 3 choices, laughing out loud, and products from PLC Marketplace. My own info, laughing again. Info will be giving. Okay. Rocky had asked if I was the creator of the Yellow Jacket powder. No, I'm not. Other Rob says I am, and as in he is. And so Rocky's saying I'd like to get some of that. Other Rob. So yeah. Other Rob says I'm pretty low on it now, but I'm sure there will be some around this season. I'll let you know. That's the problem with powders. Once people start eating it and eating it and eating it, you start running out, and then you have to start hoarding what you have left.
Oh no, I still got lots of powder to go through myself. So.
Yeah, I still got a pile too. I didn't even
I've
make
only got about 30, maybe 40 packets of various kinds
I try to keep a never-ending supply myself. I don't know, with the way I go through powders, man, I need a lot. Everything. I even put some in my water the other day.
So if you have a whole bunch of Brando spice left, if you have a whole bunch of Brando spice left, maybe Rocky would be interested in some of that. Just an idea.
Yeah, I think let Rocky try some of mine before.
So, Rev, if the whole state of Minnesota is laughing at you for shivering in what, 75-degree weather?
No, it was like 50. Well, it might have been 45 or something like that. I don't know. But it was below 60. I don't remember. I know today it was like 55. It wasn't that bad. But I was also like doing manual labor outside and like just trying to move these freaking briars. Holy crap. Forgot about briars.
It got up to 48 here, and people were walking around in shorts and a t-shirt again.
No, I wasn't doing that.
No, you were standing there shivering.
I had jeans and a sweatshirt on, like a big hoodie. Like it's looks like it's got like sheepskin on the inside or something. Not sheepskin. What's that?
Brian says, me, yawning already? It's still early, but I didn't get much sleep last night and had to get up early this morning. And it's been a long day. So there. I'm kidding, of course.
Hope you didn't spend too much time in the office.
I was in the upstairs office. I'll admit it. I was doing my video stuff until about 3 o'clock this morning. Other Rob says I go through tons too. I'm looking forward to getting some peppers just so I can up my personal stash. Yeah. Rocky says, yeah, I still have some Brando Spice. Good stuff. And Brando asking, you still have some? Other Rob says, I got a whole big shaker of Reaper powder, though, so I'll make it. Rocky says, yeah, I just use a little at a time. Well, me too. Chad says, I made some chocolates for Valentine's Day with Dave's chocolate caramel powder. Very hot. Chad, your wife didn't get a piece of that one now, did she? If you remember what he said about the when we did the chocolates and he was eating them, his wife went by and grabbed a piece. He couldn't resist the chocolate. That lit her up. Eva says, I got a few dime bags of pink Komodo powder. Laughing out loud.
Ooh, the audio's acting.
Use it in soups and fruit and hot chocolate. Cool. I like ahi lemon drop in ramen noodles. I like ahi lemon drop on just about everything. Chad says she knew better this time. So I dug into the fridge today and pulled out my jar of my Pickett's orange pickles and had a 4-ounce cup of them with dinner today. Just to see if I blew my taste buds out with that chocolate bootla. And I kind of did. These are the pickles that put me out of the contest. I couldn't eat 10 of them. Here I ate 4-ounce jar full of them, and I'm thinking, yeah, that's got a nice little twinge to it. So I guess I didn't blow them out, but tolerance level went way up.
That's how you do it.
But
Eating hotter and hotter stuff.
Jared's in the house saying hi, guys. Hey, Jared.
Oh, Jared.
Yeah, hotter and hotter stuff, but I didn't think I'd be able to eat that many of those pickles that fast. Other Rob says, I love Brando Spice and ramen noodles. That's my favorite powder blend for them. Cool. I haven't had Brando Spice yet, so I think it might be a little too hot for me.
Yeah, you have.
Brando Spice? Well,
Yeah, wasn't it in the chocolates?
Yep,
which one?
all of them.
Oh, well, that makes sense.
I was waiting for him to say that.
A little here, a little more there, a little more in this one, a little more in that one. Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah, I don't know. I have different variations of my Brando Spice. They go on different heat levels and stuff like that,
Okay.
depending on what kind of batch and mix I go for.
Ah. Ah,
So I mean, even I can even make some ones that are even more on the milder side if I wanted to. I'd make some of those for some of my family members because to me, what's not so spicy to me, is kind of like hella spicy for them. Uh,
yeah. One of my sisters thinks that uh, Frank's hot sauce is too spicy.
with
Jeez,
what?
stuff doesn't
Frank
have any
hot
kind of
sauce.
stuff doesn't even have any kind of spice to it. It just tastes like vinegar.
That's 450 on the
Right?
Scoville scale.
Oh,
When I
like
first started eating peppers, I went I'd get hot wings from wherever that pizza place that starts with a D, and found out that their hot sauce was Frank's hot sauce. And yeah, I had problems putting it away, but the more I ate it, the better it got. And now
I've
I can
never
sit and drink
had
a
wings
quarter
from.
cup of it and think nothing of it. Huh?
I've never had wings from those guys, but I've had the Lenovo wings, and I guess they're from Buffalo, New York, like where Buffalo wings came from, and blah blah blah. And they're supposed to be hot and spicy. No, before I ate was eating peppers, they had no spice to them at all. If you wanted them hot and spicy, like put them in some Texas Pete and like roll them around, and maybe you'll get a little twinge of heat, but that was it. But we had people that would come in saying like those are the hottest wings I've ever had. Like, what are you talking about? Like, nobody in this place says they're hot.
Oh,
Yeah, that cracks me up when I'm with people and stuff. We'll go to a place. Yeah, they got some good hot wings or hot food or something. We sit there eating them. Yeah, don't you think this is hot? Yeah, yeah, sure. It's like, yeah, this is totally hot. As I'm turning around, putting my Brando spice on it.
hmm. Rob says it's one of my favorite powders I've ever had, and I'm referring to the hot one. The mild one is so delicious too, though. Eva says I'm working on 2 spicy seasonings this season with the help of one of my cousins who is a chef in Mexico. And BD is saying that sounds very interesting, Eva. I haven't thought about mixing my powders together. I just dry them and keep them separate. I take that back. We did make a
Yeah,
custom death powder one once, and I still have a 2 ounce bottle of it. But I think it's a combination of all of the peppers that I was growing, including the scorpion. And yeah,
can't
most
go
people
wrong. You can't go wrong with scorpions, though. To me, anyway.
uh, Eva says should be interesting. Some spices
Scorpions
and herbs
always got
I've
a
never heard.
flavor and they're good for bringing in the heat.
Hmm. Hopefully, the type of pepper that I need produces this year. Going for a mild and a hot.
Well, I hope you end up having good luck with that. So those sweet twister seeds I sent you.
Which ones are those ones?
Hmm?
You're
The
asking
sweet
Eva?
twister. What are they like? Like
Oh,
low on a
which one?
Scoville?
Those?
Are they low on a Scoville? Like
Oh,
up on the
hold on a sec.
Scoville?
Oh, I mean what? Oh, you talking about Scoville rating?
I mean, approximate. It doesn't have to be exact or anything. I'd never heard
Oh,
of those.
those sweet. They are not. They're not really. They're more than just a sweet pepper. I mean, the sweet twisters. Yeah.
That is a huge pepper. I watched the video you did on that, and you're just sitting there chomping on it. It says there's no heat to it, and the placenta was so small. But yeah, you made it look like a really good one.
Which one is that?
The one you just showed. You did the video on it?
Oh, I didn't do a video on that one.
Oh, okay. The other really long red one then. I thought they were one and the same.
Oh no, I did a couple that were decent size. Last season I did one called Holy Moly. That one is pretty big pepper, but that's only rated as like 1,000 on the Scoville scale. But then like the season before, I did this one really long one that was like about like half the length. That one was a good one. That one was sweet though.
Yeah, because it was an older one because your beard was a lot thicker and your hair was a lot longer.
Yeah,
And it was a sweet one and it was long and red like that.
yeah, that one was a good one. That one, shit, I really had to stake that one because the branches were about to snap with the pods on it.
Mm-hmm.
But,
Yeah, you're gonna have to stake this one because the peppers are just too heavy for it.
yeah,
I just watched
yeah.
it last night. That's why I remember it so well.
Okay.
I
Yeah,
should say
thanks
as
for
well as I
tuning in.
do because I can't remember the name of it.
Oh, that pepper. I didn't get an exact name for it, but I know it's an older variety. No, I just don't know. It wasn't. I couldn't find an exact name.
Oh. So, Rev, you gonna eat another piece of chocolate tonight?
Man,
Come on!
such
You
a
trying to kill me with this chocolate?
So, everybody in the chat should say, Rev, eat another piece of chocolate tonight. Hashtag Rev, eat some chocolate tonight.
Oh man, chocolate sucks.
Yeah,
Rather eat a
thanks.
whole, rather eat a whole pod.
But you probably don't have any pods at the moment.
Nah, I don't.
So, I think you should eat some chocolate tonight.
No, you do.
I left them at the shop.
Oh, that's very convenient.
Yeah, I think that you're probably in your other office.
Oh, Chad passed the 800 mark in his subs. Congrats, Chad. What should he do for 850 subs?
Eat 3 chocolates at once.
Rob says, Rev, eat some chocolate. Hashtag Rev, eat some chocolate. Everybody should put it in there. Might as well go get it, Rev.
I think the funniest part is like the worst part about it is not like, oh, it's gonna be hot or anything. The worst part about it is, man, it's gonna be chocolate. And I'm sure, I guess that's why everybody loves it.
Yep.
Whatever, as long as it's torture. Yeah, we want that.
Yep. Go get it. Go grab one. We'll wait. So, as a challenge for Chad,
I don't know. What do you have?
on 850 subs.
Yeah, I don't know. If you want to throw down some money, go get the last dab. Do that. If there's some available. But, I mean, I wouldn't, but.
Yeah, even Yaya is saying, let's go, Rev. Well, Batman had an interesting idea with those cookies. So Chad could take those cookies or make up some sugar cookies and put some powder in it. And then take and mix up a bunch of frosting and put more powder in that. And how could we make it even hotter? How could we make it even more insane?
I don't know. He should have talked about this last week when Alex was on. He could have got in on that.
Oh yeah, if Chad could get some of those Rice Krispie bars, because I tell you, those things are gonna be hot.
Oh yeah.
Just by watching Alex's face when he put that little tiny piece in his mouth, the way it went from happy to almost shock,
Like
and then
dead in the
recovery of it.
like dead in the face.
Yeah. Even BD says hashtag Rev eat some chocolate.
There you go. That's a good name for him. Death Krispies.
Yep. And right above there it says hashtag Rev eat some chocolate. And up above, other app says hashtag Rev eat some chocolate.
You already read that one.
Yeah, but I'm reading it again to reiterate it and emphasize it. Yeah, yummy spicy Krispies. Hey Susan, should Rev eat some chocolate? And Brian says Devil's Rice Krispies. Yeah. All right, guys. Gotta spend some time with the wife. Y'all have a good day. All right, yeah, have fun. You'll probably be back later. Haha, joke. And Brian's laughing out loud and saying good. Susan saying good night to Yaya. So, Rev, go grab some chocolate.
Jeez, oh man, there's only two.
It's right over there.
There's only 2 people in the chat that want to see it.
Oh no, I want to see it. Brenda wants to see it. You want to see it, and at least all but one person in the chat wants to see it.
Well, I only saw 2 people say.
Okay, everybody in the chat who wants to see Chad, not Chad,
Yeah,
Rev eat some chocolate.
Let's see Chad eat some
Put it
chocolate.
up there. Well, I said Chad because his name popped up just then. Okay, so Chad says yes. Susan says yes. Rob says yes. Brian says yes. Brando says yes. And Rob's got a bunch of thumbs up. Paula says, let's see it. Yaya says, hey, Susan.
Happy V-Day.
Oh, happy V-Day. Okay. Eva says, laughed out loud. That's the guessing part of the contest that I'm throwing at the end of the month. A spoiler alert. Y'all got to guess which peppers I planted. That's why I haven't posted grow list on PLC. Okay. So Brian's got a whole bunch of thumbs up, and Eber says yes, and Adam Gonzalez. I don't recognize that name. Hey, Adam. Welcome to our little show. And he says yep as well. So Rev, I know you can hear me. So new person Adam says yes, he wants to see it too. Come on, guys, get some more out there.
Oh, he disappeared.
And somebody says, oh, heck yeah, let's see it, Rev. And Brandon with a whole bunch of thumbs ups, and BD with the thumbs up, and Chad the Walrus says, welcome, Adam. And Adam saying thanks. Brian, he went to get his chocolates. Yay! Chad with his thumbs up. Okay, Rev, put yourself in presentation mode. Everybody in the chat, get ready because it's coming.
It's not coming yet.
Oh, yes, it's coming.
Hold your horses. Jeez,
I don't have any horses. They left.
Well, no, now now it's got to come down because I got one more strawberry and what, 2 salted caramel, 2 chocolates, and 2 vanillas. So which one? I really don't care. It's all chocolate to me. So there you go, Chad. Since you're so wanting to see it, let me know which one.
Oh, that's a good idea. Personally, I say the chocolate.
God,
You got more of the chocolate than the others, so I say the chocolate.
I still got 2 of the chocolate, and then I got 2 of the salted caramel. I guess
Yep.
turn it that way. And 1 of the strawberry, and 2 of the vanilla?
Yep.
Yeah.
I say the chocolate.
Yeah, I don't care. The chocolate one I had wasn't that hot. The salted caramel was pretty hot, and the strawberry was pretty hot.
Okay, we
So
have 15. We have 15 people watching, but we only have 9 likes and 1 dislike. I don't know who put the dislike in there, but
oh, Anthony's speaking to Susan.
yeah, Susan's got a good idea. 1 of each. Anthony says, I agree with Susan.
I'm not eating that
Dad
much
says
chocolate.
salted caramel. So you got 1 vote for chocolate and 1 for salted caramel.
Don't worry, Rev. If you run out, we can send more.
It's not. It's not a big deal. It's the chocolate part that's the worst part.
Yeah. But you have fun. Okay, so everybody else needs to vote here. So it's strawberry, vanilla, caramel, or chocolate. There's 2 for salted caramel. So 1 chocolate, 2 salted caramel. And if you haven't already, hit the like button. Just because. Okay, so we got 1 chocolate, 3 salted caramels, and 1 strawberry. So salted caramels are winning out. And then vanilla. Okay, so 1 for each of the others and 3 salted caramels. And Paula just had to be different, didn't you, Paula? And I'm just teasing you. Has to put down the vanilla. Tell ya.
Up to the salted chocolate.
That was a private message to Adam, so I'll just let that go.
I tried one of the vanilla.
Vanilla, if he hasn't tried that. You haven't tried the vanilla yet, have you?
Yeah, I only have 2 left.
Yeah. Okay. We each got 3 of each of them.
Yeah, I only have 1 of the strawberry.
So you ate 2 of the strawberries.
Yeah.
Okay.
And that was one of the hottest ones. The salted caramel was also one of the hottest ones.
Okay. There's 4 votes for salted, and 2 votes for vanilla, and the other 2 are 1. Like I said, 1 of each. Oh, Susan's putting her foot down. Susan, you putting your foot down and stomping it down like it's. I'm not even gonna finish that one.
Maybe if
Rob
Susan
says
was
yes, 1 of each.
maybe if Susan was on here, then maybe I'd have 1 of each. I'm sure the chat would agree with that one.
Oh, is this a challenge? So you'll do 1 unless Susan comes on, then she'll do one of each.
I'm not eating that much chocolate. I'd be bouncing off the walls for hours.
Yeah. All right. So I think salted caramel has won out. Now we should put another stipulation in this, just to make it a little more interesting. How does this sound? You like that idea?
Oh, this will be fun.
So you're gonna go with it, okay? Chad says, "Oh snap, calling her out." Okay, with this one, since I went so far as to do the chocolate bootleg.
Yeah, you still got some of that around? Maybe you could try some of that, another little chunk of it. While we're just hanging out here watching me eat chocolate.
Gonna
That'd be
happen.
awesome. I'm sure the chat would love that part too. How about that, chat, huh? You really want to get in on that? I mean, I'm sure this is where Rob was going with it.
No.
Come on, back me up, chat. You know that's where he was going with it.
No, where I was going with this is to make this a little more interesting. Once you put that caramel in your mouth, you can't chew it.
No, I'm gonna chew it to get that disgusting chocolate flavor out of my mouth.
I was thinking you gotta take and suck on it till it's gone.
No disrespect to Brando. I'm sure they're great for people that like chocolate. I just don't like chocolate.
Brando, have you ever eaten one where you just sat and sucked on it the whole time and didn't bite it at all?
I'm sure he's gonna do it right
Well,
now.
I'm not much for sucking on things. Sorry.
Okay, it was a simple question.
Nah, I know Devin did that, but I'm not doing that. Nah, I'm just gonna chomp that stuff.
No, no, I didn't really do that with any of the chocolates. Um, I don't know. There's some of the pieces that kind of lingered around in my mouth for a while, but I didn't really just sit there and let it dissolve in my mouth.
Okay. So, Rev, presentation mode.
Even Charles.
Well, I guess Rev could be the Henri on video tonight.
He can have the screen to himself for a while. So, Rev, put yourself in presentation mode.
I don't like to hog the screen.
Don't worry, we don't mind, Rev.
What's with Charles?
This is your channel.
What's with Charles? Don't do it, Rev.
I'm with you, Rev. Don't do it, Rev. Stop pressuring him, Todd.
That's great.
Charles, you're one to speak.
Yeah,
Bully,
you're
you
right.
better believe I'm a bully.
Oh yeah.
Beatty's laughing with a big old smiley face, and other Rob is laughing 3 times, and Chad the Walrus is laughing 7 times. Or emoticons, or whatever you call those things. 7 smiley faces.
Emojis. I learned that because of the live streams and called them emoticons. And got called out for being as old as I am.
Charles says, "Do it."
Pretty sure that's not what he's saying.
I'm pretty sure that's what he's saying.
I mean, there's a D-O and a T.
Yeah, do it. And Susan says, haha, coming from someone with the big hashtag cards. Yep. He's saying, do it.
Oh, right. All right, I'm sorry. Jeez, oh man, all pushy and stuff. Not to mention these things are freaking huge too.
Yes, they are.
I measured them the other day on one of the live streams. It's a lot of chocolate. I'd be here for like an hour sucking on that thing.
It's a good thing. Charles, okay.
What'd you say?
Charles says, just because you eat a 1 millimeter piece of bootleg, Todd. Jeez. No, it was bigger than that. It was actually a quarter of the pepper.
I don't ever remember seeing it.
Go back and watch the video. You see me bring it up on the knife and eat it.
Was it the whole one or just a sliver?
It was a quarter. A quarter of the pepper. So, Rev, how is it?
Like the last salted caramel, pretty hot. Very chocolatey or caramelly and salted. I don't know.
I never got the salt taste out of it. I'm a saltaholic too.
No, to me it just kind of tasted like chocolate.
So, Brando, are the salted caramels a caramel and chocolate mix?
They're kind of go through a smooth process, kind of like that. But so, I mean, it probably does have some similar properties to that of the flavoring. So it probably does get a similar aspects in there.
Okay.
Yeah.
So Susan says, I think Charles should play guitar next week, Wednesday. So if Susan comes on, Charles will play the guitar next Wednesday.
Ah, Serenader.
Ooh.
Ah, it should have been this Wednesday, Valentine's Day.
Yeah. So what Susan will do is she'll grab her hubby, put the camera up so that the two of them can dance to Charles's playing.
Yeah, sounds right. After eating a chocolate bula.
I came across some obscure video where four guys were sitting playing and they ate some pepper and they went back to playing and they tried to keep playing through the pain of it all, and it went from sounding decent to sounding really bad. So let's see.
I remember seeing that.
Susan says, I think Charles should play guitar next Wednesday. And says, no pressure, Charles. And then I mentioned that, yeah, Susan will be on next Wednesday. And if you agree to come on and play, and she'll grab her hubby and put the camera up, and then Susan and her hubby will dance to Charles' serenade. So yeah, that's the plan for next Wednesday, Susan. And Jared says after eating a chocolate bootleg. Oh yeah, I forgot that part. So you get to eat a chocolate bootleg. No. Okay, that's just pushing it right there. Just the dancing and being serenaded by Charles. That'll work. Live on stream. You'll be having fun.
Hmm.
So how you feeling, Rev?
I've got a tear about to fall.
So it's nice and warm.
Yeah. I mean, my mouth's, well, the heat's dying down. My stomach's on fire, but wait, it's getting ready. It's not going.
It's in a shadow spot anyway.
Ah, sweet. Put it down.
Well, since you did that one so easy, you should eat one of the chocolate ones then.
Like Susan said, no gracias.
I see. Sí, gracias. I said, yes, thank you. I can take creative license with that one too. No, you're in presentation mode.
No, I'm not.
Anyway,
No, I'm not.
it doesn't switch between you and Brando when Brando talks.
What's up?
It's switching between me, you, and Brando.
Oh, not on mine. I thought I put you in presentation mode. So it must have just focused you on my screen alone.
No, I see the option to do it, but no. And I'm looking at it, it's flipping.
But when Brando on your screen is rev up, or I took it off, so it doesn't count anymore. But yeah,
I'm
when you're in
seeing Rev's
presentation,
screen
somebody
on
else
there.
talking.
I mean, you're on the main video, but I'm seeing Rev's face in the little icon.
Yeah, it's because
Okay.
I'm not talking whenever you see it. Like right now, I'm the main screen. But as soon as Rob starts talking, you're the screen.
Well, Chad is reiterating it's switching fine. So I didn't have you in presentation mode. I just focused on your one anyway. All right, so chalk it up to another lesson learned. You know, Monday, neither Dolly nor Nikki were on, and They're not on again today. I wonder
Hmm.
why. What did you say to them?
I didn't say anything.
Uh, Brian's asking, what's the weather like up there, Rob? It got up to 48 degrees today. Last time I looked was about 70 or about 7:30, 7:40, and it was 38 degrees. So we had a nice little thaw today. People running around in shorts and a t-shirt. And yeah, it was considered a really nice day today, and sun was out all day. Shop got up to about 80 degrees finally. So yeah, it was a quite nice day today. Yep, not too
51.
bad. Not too bad at all.
It
And you
says
were
it's
probably in
51.
what, the 70s or 80s today?
Nah, it's like 55. It says we're at 51 right now. Real feel 55.
So it's chilly and it's humid.
Yep. Chance of rain 25%.
Yeah, but unfortunately, I hear it's supposed to get dropped down back to cold stuff Friday,
I didn't.
which I'm not
Well,
looking forward to.
right now it's 33 with a real feel of 27. Tomorrow they're saying 39, Friday 23, Saturday 35, and Sunday 41.
Friday 41 is my lowest point of the entire week. High is 68, but low of 41.
So
Sweet.
Mm.
yeah, the weather's really screwed up this year because usually February is the coldest month of the year, and it hasn't been all that cold yet. We had our cold snaps in um, January, but not too much in February, at least not recently.
Well, that's how it was last year. Well, weird, like, because I remember last year we had 2 weeks where it wasn't exactly the same temperature, but it was hanging around like 60 to 70 degrees. So, like, for like 2 weeks straight, like, not overnight, but, during the day, it was like up to like, where no, it was 80. That's right, last February. But it was only like 2 weeks and then just dropped right back into like freezing temperatures and no snow or anything. We don't get that.
Well, that's
Not last year
unfortunate.
anyway. Brian says 55 here today, 65 tomorrow, but they're calling for 3 to 5 inches of rain here through Saturday. It started early this morning. Oops.
We've been getting a lot of rain. My driveway's still flooded again. The swamps are all at the highest point they've ever been at. I've never seen them higher. Well, except for like we had a hurricane and we had a sound front surge that put like a foot and a half wall of water down my street, and that pretty much went in my front yard. My house was like on a little moat, but that was the worst I've ever seen. Well, until I saw what 2 years ago when that tree fell in my backyard. Um, that was pretty bad. That water took forever to get out of the driveway. I think it was like 2 months. I was driving through like over a foot of water in my driveway just to get out. But besides those 2 points, right now is the highest the water level I've ever seen.
Well, we haven't had much of anything for snow this year, and there, there's always concern when we have so little snow about the aquifers filling back up. Because usually this time of the
Oh
year, with nothing melting, they drain pretty low. So it's
no,
winter snows that
the
they
other
can
day
fill
when
them
it
back up.
snowed over here, it was still tough.
What was that?
Sorry if
Yeah,
I
Brando,
interrupted you.
no, I didn't catch it. What'd you say?
Oh no, I was just saying, when it snowed over here like last week or so, it was like we got over a foot easily. I mean, it was probably like more like closer to 15 inches plus. Uh, but yeah, good stuff.
That sucks.
Joe says, "Cheers,
Yeah, I'll make
everyone."
sure to send in your way.
Nah, you can keep it up there.
Joe says, "Cheers, everyone. Have a wonderful night. Thank you all who checked out my channel and vlogs. I really appreciate it. New vlog up tomorrow, and a giveaway on Sunday for my subs. Cool. Cheers, everyone. Much love all." So apparently Joe's taken off. So have a good night, Joe.
Your own, Joe.
Well, the Minnesota River's low, but not real low. It's just a little under what it normally is. But the spring thaw usually brings it up 8, 10, sometimes 12 feet. We have a boat loading area, and it usually goes underwater every spring, which is all right. One of the pictures that my car is in the video, there's a bridge behind it. You can see the different water levels from the algae growing on it, and yeah, you can tell that my car would have been sitting underwater where it was. I was down on a boat landing with the bridge in the background. But yeah, it's like 8, 10, 12 feet of water above the car. Yeah, no.
Think about that.
Freaky Geek is in the house, says hello all.
Hey, Freaky. Hey.
Yeah, Freaky, you're late. You just missed Rev eating salted chocolate. You should have been here 15 minutes or 10 minutes ago. You just have to watch the live stream over again. And I am teasing, of course. All right. Rev, take over the chat. I'll be right back.
Take over the chat. I'm in control of you, chat. Make sure you start telling everybody in the chat that, well, in the chat, start telling all of us that you want to see Rob eat the rest of that chocolate bootla. I'm sure this is exactly what Rob wanted whenever he left and said, "Hey, you're in control of the chat." So yeah, everybody throw it up there, that chocolate bootla challenge for Todd. Yeah, let's get that going again. I'm sure he still has that pod. I mean, we don't want to, let it go to waste.
I think he was saving it for this stream too. So.
Yeah, it's the only thing that makes sense.
All right, everybody, thumbs up for one bite on the entire bootleg.
Yeah, or like Beatty says, don't waste a bootla. Exactly. And Todd should plant the pod for a good harvest. No, you just pull the seeds out, plant seeds. That'll do it. Which I had a bunch of seeds actually pop. Still nothing on any of the manzanos though. Trying it yet again for like
Those freaking manzanos.
yeah, I think I'm on my like 4th or 5th round with them, trying to get them to pop. Never gotten them to pop. I got them to pop in the paper towel method, but I've never had a pepper that survived, getting pulled out of the paper towel, put it into the ground, and they actually came up.
Yeah, I've had some in the paper towel method. I had them where they had a little root, so probably about that long or so,
Yep.
and then on some of them I would put in some seed starting mix. Then they'd sprout up just enough, about an inch or something past the soil line, and then they didn't get anywhere. They'll just stop growing. It'd be like, okay.
Mine don't even do that. They just get like a good 1-inch tail on them, and I throw them in the soil, keep it nice and wet, and like every one has always died.
Yeah.
I've tried not just with those too, with every pepper that I've ever tried with the paper towel method. I've always got them to sprout, but I've never been able to transfer them.
Huh.
And I always thought it was like because they're in such a moist environment that when I go to the soil, it's too dry for them. But I usually keep them pretty decently watered, and sometimes I'd put some kind of dome over them. Sometimes I wouldn't. Sometimes they'd be on a heat mat. Sometimes they weren't. And
Yeah. Yeah. Sometimes I mean I've had success using paper towel methods with other varieties, but it just seems like you know the those freaking Manzano ones are just real finicky, man.
yep.
I mean, I know people. I know there's going to be somebody jumping on Google Plus one, probably within the next month or a couple weeks or a couple days, saying, "Hey, I just found one. I got one going good." But there always seems to
Well,
be those people doing that. But, yeah.
Paula said she's trying to sprout some now. So far, nothing. Freak Geek says some seeds take forever to germinate. Yeah, they're called super hots. That's like half of what I'm growing. They're like on like
Yeah.
week 2 or 2.5 or something like that, and I'm not even getting worried because once we hit a month, then I'm like, oh, okay, maybe I've got some duds.
Yeah.
And like I started
I
getting
like
worried a little
super
bit,
nuts
and then
and
like
all,
3 days ago, it was like five
don't
different
like
cells.
how slow they grow. What happened?
No, I said I was starting to get worried like 3 days ago or something like that, and like the very next day I woke up and I had like five different cells, seeds just popped up.
Yeah.
But Susan said stop using the paper towel method. Yeah, I quit.
I don't use the paper towel method all that much at all, really. I've done it just goofing around.
That's pretty much what I did it for. That and when I couldn't get the Manzanos to pop, I was like, heck with it, I'll do it. Got them to pop, but never got them to transplant. I mean, I'm not taking away
Yeah,
from it. It works. I've seen people do it. I mean, I'm pretty sure, I think it was Paula said that she's like 95% on transferring them from paper towel or, but no, for me, I am like 0%. So for me, it's just one method. I was like, I have better luck just putting them in soil and letting them come up like they normally do.
yeah.
Uh,
I don't know. I've
Mark
heard
said,
for some people have success with it. Hmm?
no, I was going to say, Mark said, put a plastic bag over the cup and leave on until 4 leaves, no watering after plant. I do that until they come up. Once they come up, I take the bag off and they go in under my grow lights and they just stay there. I've had really, really good luck with that. But I don't know. I don't know. Like, that's one thing I wanted to ask JT about because he keeps little domes on all of his plants for like so long. Like, they'll have like Mark said, like 4 or 5 leaves on there, 4 or 5 true leaves on there. And he still has a dome on there, like, oh, maybe it's time to take it off now. I don't know if maybe I'm doing something wrong and I don't do that. But as soon as they come out of the soil, I transplant them into new soil and I just throw them under the lights. They get like 1 or 2 top waterings, and then after that, only water from the bottom. So I don't know if I'm doing it wrong or what, but that's just what I've been doing.
Me myself, I tend to wait a while before I just put them into transfer them. I don't know, because I usually get a little worried that I'm probably going to like kink one of the roots and then kill the plant because I know when
I
they're so small they're super fragile.
Yeah, I kind of feel the same way because I mean, the other night I had like 5 that I had to transfer, and one of them didn't make it. I got a little too anxious, and I have this awesome little tool. I should grab it in a second. I'll show you what it looks like. But I got this awesome little tool for like seed starting things where you can like go in right beside it. It's tiny, and it just goes right in, and you can pop them right out. And I've had really good luck with it, but no, one of those 5 the other night, I went to transfer it and nope, just ripped the root right off. It just had one little tiny, nice root on it and ripped that thing right out. Dead plant. My fault.
So should I catch a chat up since you don't seem to be doing it?
Yeah, go for it. Susan says I have a ton of Ricardo Monzano coming up. They do better starting in soil. I've done both. And yeah, Charles had great luck with those. And you can go with the chat. I just wanted to go with that one. Charles has had lots of success. I think he said, what did he say? Like 75% or 80% luck so far?
Something like that.
Might
Yeah,
be.
my ricotos came up, and all I did was drop them in moist soil too.
See, when I first
Uh,
tried, I had them in it was the middle of the summer. I put them in the garage so it was nice and warm. With the baggie over top of the double cup, I put them on my kitchen counter. It was like 80 or well, 75 inside the house. I put them inside my greenhouse. I put them, I forget, everywhere. Oh, on the back deck. None of them popped up. But anyway, I know you're jumping on that chat there.
Freaky says success at growing things that might be difficult to grow is not bragging, Susan. I agree. And my ricotas, yeah, most all of them came up, and chat's going too fast. So Susan says, then keep the lid on the egg carton so you don't have to water. It stays pretty moist, and they usually pop up within a week or two. BD says, all I do, all I did this batch was barely moist, light seed start mix, plant seeds, then spray with dollar Mister bottle on top of the 3-ounce plastic cups without a dome, a fan running, and boom, almost 100% so far. Paula says, okay, I just went and checked on them, and it looks like one in the paper towel is just starting to show signs of germinating. Going to wait till tomorrow to transfer it.
Do you have any kind of tips on how you transfer it? What kind of soil mixture you use? How moist you get it? Do you cover it? Any seed warmer, mat, any of that stuff. I'm asking for my own curiosity because I've never had luck transferring them out of paper towels. So I've seen, and it had to be Paula. I've seen her transfer them. They were a-okay, but
Charles says the ricotas came up faster for me than most other varieties I started. Susan says the ricotta from me, Rob, and yes, Susan, the ricotas that you sent me. Freaky Geek says ricotta sounds like pasta to me. Yeah, it does. Susan says, yeah, those are good fresh seeds. And Paula says, I started them on February 5th. Geeky Geek says, best tip I can offer is don't throw seedlings. I agree. Edie says, I've seen people just cut the paper towel and plant it too. Yeah, I've seen that too. Instead of trying to rip the roots out of the paper towel because it'll grow into it if it's moist enough, just cut the paper towel and put it down on the bottom. It'll break down. And mind you, you got to use paper towels that are unbleached, or it's better to. Paula says, well, this is what I do. And I think you saw my video. I use a toothpick to remove them from the paper towel and put them in a large 6-pack cell with seed pointing up in Jiffy starting mix. Okay. Freaky says, Beatty, that's what I do when I start seeds that way. Saves from damaging the roots. I've seen that. I forget what I was trying to grow. I was trying to grow something. Oh, spinach seeds. I can't get spinach to grow for nothing. So I tried it on the paper towel method and cut them all out. And I put the paper towel part of it down just far enough to be covered by a little bit of dirt. Covered them up, and they all grew to about 2 inches tall. And then just overnight, every one of them died. And that happens every time I try to grow spinach, they get to about 2 inches and die. Let's see. Paula says, I put them on a heat mat. I wet the Jiffy mix first until it just holds together when you squeeze it, not dripping wet. I recently started using the Aero Garden domes on it until it comes out of soil. And Susan saying, warming mat works best if not too hot, but a kitchen window where it's warm is great too. Barely moist soil, and that's it. Keep it covered. Paula says, my house is in the 50s most of the time, so I have to use a heat mat. Okay. Ugh, that would drive me nuts. 50 degrees, or in the 50s. Freaky says, no warming mat here. Put it on top of your fridge so the heat coming up from the coils blows over them. I've done that before and it works well. Freaky says, I hear 1950s was a good year. Oh, jeez. 50s in Paula's house, yeah. I hear the 50s were good years.
I don't
But
know exactly what this tool is supposed to be for, but it's just like this little fork type dealy on one end here. And then on the other end, it's got like a little shovel type thing. I guess it's for crab, like eating crab or whatever, like pulling all the meat out of the shells. But it works great for transferring seedlings because you got that little tiny shovel on there.
is that shovel slightly curved?
Yeah.
It's looks like a tool somebody would use for pottery and ceramics.
I don't know. They sell them as like, eating crab with.
Okay.
We've got all the crab and oyster and all that stuff eating utensils down here. Specifically because, I mean, like I said, the ocean's like right there, like a quarter mile away. So that's not where you really catch the crab around here. You do that in the Sound, which is that way about, I don't know, quarter mile. But throw out some pots out there and yeah, bushel, like $53 or something like that for a bushel. That's a good way to waste an afternoon.
Yeah. Susan says, Peaky, can you keep it on top of the fridge or on something warm like the TV box or something? Keep it in a plastic bag so you don't ruin the TV. Freaky says, if I lived alone and had a fridge, that's what I would do. Also says, chopsticks work good for making holes than moving ceilings. I use an oversized pair of tweezers myself.
I use a pair of, or not a pair, I use a Sharpie because I'm always writing on the plastic cups anyway. I just use that thing, put it dead center. And like I said in one of my videos, I just found that if you like put the seedling close to it and kind of do swirling method around the, with the roots of the seedling right there, it'll just kind of like draw them right down in and you just kind of tuck them in and water them and they're done.
Susan says, 50s is freezing, Paula. Freaky, Freaky says, I prefer a nice warm house of 80 Celsius. I don't think so. That's boiling temperature, or 20 degrees below boiling. So that would be 180. Yeah, good one. Susan says, I use a small plastic spoon. Baby spoons are awesome. I have this oversized set of tweezers that are for mechanics for grabbing bigger bolts out of tight areas. So they're like a quarter-inch wide and rounded nosed on them. And put it in, twist it, let the tweezers go, and it makes a nice sized hole. Freaky says, for most that's like a heat wave. For me, it's warm. Cool. Yeah, I keep my house at 75 year round.
I don't know. I worked in 120-degree temperatures, and that sucks. I like it warm, but 120 is just absolutely insane.
Paula says, I have a pellet stove for heat, so I don't like to run it all the time. I usually turn it on in the morning and turn it off in the afternoon, only if I'm home all day. I have a pellet stove out in the garage that I replaced with a regular wood burning stove. Pellet cost up here and corn cost up here went through the roof and made it more expensive than gas here. So I put in a fireplace or a wood burning stove and got a couple cords of wood, and yeah, I'm good to go. Paula says it's 58 right now. Susan says, I do too, Rev. I poke a small hole with a Sharpie because I write on the cup with it. Great minds.
Absolutely.
And she says, bird, the Paula's cold house. Susan says it's about 77 in my house.
Yeah,
my
I
house
wish my house
now is
was
about
77.
76.
Mine is 69 right now, and it is 69 because I am cheap and I refuse to let it go all the way up to 70 and pay for that electric to do that. But I'm also I refuse to let it get anywhere below 68. Normally, if I'm here, I'm also wearing socks, which I normally don't do. And if I wasn't on this live stream, I would have this awesome sweatshirt that I have with some crappy company's name on it that I refuse to advertise. I would have that on too. But I want to look all buff and everything with no sweatshirt on the live stream.
Yeah, I have a company logo on my shirt too.
Well, as long as you support that company, I have no problem with that. But I'm one of those weird people. Like again, like everybody likes a Nike shirt. I'm not advertising for Nike. Heck, well, I'm not paying like $30 for your shirt, and then you get free advertising out of me. No, but if it's like the local Mexican restaurant and they've given me shirts, I didn't even like them, and I wore them just because I was like, yeah, I want to support my local Mexican restaurant.
Uh-oh. That's new. Did not plant you, little guy. What's you doing in my little planter? Got a new guest in my planter where I put transfer in the mint.
Paula said, wear my sweatshirt inside out. I could, but the logo actually, it'll just be reversed and it bleeds right through. You can see it.
Breathe there, Todd. Breathe.
Yep. Susan says, I don't use a heater. Paula says, I have a Seahawks sweatshirt on. Well, you could come on the live stream and show us. Okay, that's enough. I'll quit.
Well, I mean, if you support the Seahawks, then that's not a big deal. I'm not advertising for companies that I'm not, advocating.
Well, I guess that shows that seed was viable. Yep. All right. That answers my question.
Freaky says, good thinking, Paula. Adam says, do you guys bury the stem when transplanting?
Yeah.
Okay.
I have, only because I don't like seeing a leggy plant. I don't know if they're actually growing roots in between that spot, between the bottom of it all the way up to like below, wherever it's planted below the surface. I don't know if that actually works, but yes, I do that just so I feel better about not having a leggy plant.
Yeah, Susan says, I buried a little only if it got leggy on me.
Look, great minds again. Bang.
Yep.
I didn't even read that comment. I just was going off,
Mm-hmm. Yeah, Freaky says, Adam, I hear tomatoes and peppers do well with deep plantings. Well, I know tomatoes do because the main stems are capable of growing roots out. So the deeper it is, the better it is.
Yep. I know that one for a fact. All those little hairs that are sticking off on the side of the stalk of the tomato, those can become roots if they're buried.
Yep.
But I don't know about peppers. I've heard it about peppers, and I mentioned that on one of my videos, and then people were kind of back and forth, like, yeah, they do. Well, no, they don't, unless there's a node or stuff like that. I really don't know, but I do it anyway. Worst case scenario, I don't look like I have a leggy plant. Plus, I want the roots to get all the way to the bottom of the cup as soon as possible. So.
Paula says, I do, Adam, sometimes, but only if it's a little leggy. If not, then I don't.
Bang, great minds again.
And then she says, my Scotch bonnets have no legs, so I won't bury the stem on those. And Freaky says, I would think they would grow roots at the nodes. Paula, you wear bonnets filled with Scotch. Yeah, sticking your tongue out. That's a good one to stick your tongue out.
And that was the whole argument I saw, where I said I'd just bury them anyway. If they grow roots, that's great. And some people said, yes, they will grow roots, just from the stalk. But the rest of the people were saying no, unless there's nodes. But if there's nodes, definitely they will grow roots. So I don't know. I just bury them.
Susan says, make sure with the peppers you only go up to the bottom of the cotyledon leaves.
Ready down.
I usually keep it like an inch above the soil, which I believe what she's talking about are the first leaves.
The
So
first
those
two leaves.
first two that pop up and like open up like that, those aren't real leaves. I
Right.
guess that would be the cotyledon leaves. The next ones are the true leaves.
Yeah, because the first leaves are just to get the plant going,
Yep,
and then they fall off.
that's what she just said. The first leaves you see. So yep.
Hey, guess what, guys?
What's that?
I was just checking out the mint plant that I put in some soil that I pulled out of the arrow garden. Uh, it's obviously doing good. It's getting those little shoot side roots that pop out, try to stretch out on mint plant like mint plants do. Um, but uh, I didn't realize it, but um, a seed from one of these. I don't know if you guys remember that one of those bumpy kind of gourd looking pumpkin things that I showed before.
Yep.
Uh, well, apparently I accidentally dropped one of those seeds right on top of the soil there, and
Oops.
it's only like a few inches tall. Uh, didn't even think about it, but uh, so
Are
this
the
one,
roots big enough to where you can't take it out?
no, I can get it out, but roots of these things reach pretty far, pretty fast. Um, I'm thinking about maybe tomorrow I'll try to kind of wedge it out and then maybe put it in a little bit of soil in a smaller thing. Or I just might decide to try to go the way I did with the Thai basil. I
Hmm.
don't know. I know they're fast growers.
Well, yeah, for the size that they gotta get to and the short time that they gotta get to it, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I only dropped that seed in there within the last week or something. So,
What was that?
one of those I showed it on oh, what was it? It was one of those yellow kind of bumpy gourd things, pumpkin
Oh,
things
okay.
that I.
Okay, yeah, no, that makes sense. No, you said the bumpy thing, and I thought it was that guar pepper. I was like, that is
Uh,
not a pepper, but no, no, no. Yeah, that totally looks like a gourd or any of the watermelon, cantaloupe, all those seeds. The starts all kind of look the same,
yeah,
and they get big quick.
yeah. That's the thing is, that's all the seeds only been there for maybe just over a week, probably. Uh, so I know those grow super fast.
Yeah, and I believe, if I'm correct, I believe like the gourds, the watermelon, cantaloupe, all that stuff, they have deep tap roots and they don't like to be transplanted.
No, I know they don't, but I know they can be. It can be done. I've done it before. It's just they'll probably just like go into shock at first, and then they give them a little bit of time, they'll recover.
Oh
Uh,
yeah. No, no, no. I just love where they say that in the instructions, like does not like to be transplanted, like don't even try. And I've done it. I've done it with like watermelon and cantaloupe and like all kind of stuff. You get them growing indoors, and I mean, worst case scenario, get them in a cup, and like once the roots hit the bottom of the cup, cut the entire cup open, just plant it right in the ground. Like don't disturb anything. Just put the dirt, like make a cup shaped hole, put that thing right in, and just kind of fill it in, and usually you're a okay. But
yeah,
even
those
like
things. But I know those types. Any of those types of plants that are similar plant structures to watermelons, gourds, pumpkins, cucumber kind of things. Their roots just spread like deep and fast. I mean, they're just one of those. That's the way they are. But I mean, let's see. And here's from the mint right here. That's one of those little ground roots that shoot out. I mean, I could probably wait for that to grow a little bit more, then cut that, and then there'd be a cutting from a mint plant. But,
Alex
yeah.
is in the house.
What's up, Alex?
Hey, Alex, where's my freaking crispy treat?
The devil's crispy.
Better not take like 3 months.
Paul asks, has anybody tried to use the sticky fly tape for fungus gnats? Just put one in my grow room. It seems to be working. There's a dozen or so stuck to it. I haven't tried that, but I tried like, what was it? I don't even think this is a trick for fungus gnats, but I tried putting like a little tiny cup of like some beer, and I tried a little cup of vinegar. And I don't think the beer one worked at all, but I'm pretty sure the vinegar one worked pretty dang good.
Yep. Alex says it's in the mail, man. Now, I've been reading through the comments too, and Paula, are you using one of the really long in a tube tape fly strips, or are you using the yellow sticky ones? Because the fly strips that you hang from the ceiling, yeah, they'll work good, but you got to remember fungus gnats breed in the soil. So if you're going to use something that's sticky, use the yellow sticky mats and set them right on the soil. When they're young, they'll come up out of the dirt, but they can't fly yet. And they'll go walking around everything. They'll walk onto the traps and get stuck. That way they don't get to the age of flying yet. It takes a while for them to get to that point. And somebody mentioned diatomaceous earth on the pots. If you've got fungus gnats, again, fungus gnats breed in the top 2 inches of the soil. Put DE, a light coating of it all the way around the top of the soil. That way, when the babies come up, the sand rips them apart and they die. Change the plants over to bottom watering so that the top 2 inches of the soil dries out. If the top 2 inches of the soil dries out, fungus gnats can't breed in it. So they'll move on to another plant. So, yeah.
Yeah, and you know what diatomaceous earth is?
Like glass, pretty much.
Shells.
It you can describe it like consistency. It's like shards of glass, but it's actually plankton. It's ground up fossilized plankton. But like Brando said, it's like glass because if you look at it under a microscope, it's like little shards of glass, and that's why when they try to go through it, they're soft body insects. So when they try to go through it to get to the top of the soil, it just tears them apart and kills them. So I've heard that work. I've never used it, but they also say the same thing about sand. Well, not only that, but it'll dry out the top part, and then they can't breed in the water. And if you bottom water, that's also a good thing. I've always just bottom watered.
Yep.
And I also heard that if you like cook your soil, I forget what.
Oh, heat it up.
Yeah, like heat it up to like 180 degrees or something. Or if you freeze it, like put it in your freezer for a short amount of time, that'll kill it.
Nope, the eggs will survive.
They'll survive on the freezing?
Yep. That's why they survive here. They plant their eggs, or they lay their eggs in just before it freezes, and they stay dormant all summer long until the temperature gets right, and then they'll hatch. They'll come back to life and hatch. So freezing has no effect on them. You take a small amount of soil and put it in the microwave for a minute or so. The microwaves will take any cells that are in them and make them actually go and pop before that soil actually gets hot to that point. But yeah.
Yeah, I wouldn't go that method. That microwaving your soil, like any kind of beneficial bacteria, it seems like
it's also killed.
That too.
Yep, that's what I was just going to get to. And yeah, it kills all of the insects and stuff, but it also makes the bacteria explode as well. So you have to refertilize with something bacterial rich and mix it in really good and give it time to grow and spread so that your plants will grow.
Yeah, I think I'd rather not do it, have the fungus gnats, but yet bottom water, and then eventually they'll just die off or move on.
Yeah, you can take your soil and bake it too.
Oh, the other thing I wanted to say was the sticky traps. I think that maybe I'm wrong, but I believe there was something to the traps being yellow. Like they
Yep,
were attracted to the yellow color, and that's why they go to the trap.
yep.
So yeah, that's another thing. Instead of hang it from your ceiling and pull it down with like a little film looking canister traps. I don't think those ones work as good.
Yeah, I have those hanging in the shop and they get rid of a lot of bugs. But the fungus gnats, I got these big like 9 by 14 sheets of the sticky stuff, and I just take it and cut it up. You can see in my videos, they're in the bottoms of the pots, and you can see just how well they're catching stuff. And I think it was 15 sheets for like $4 on eBay. A whole lot better than going to the plant store and buying them that way in little tiny pre-cut stuff. So it works well that way. There's also a video out from somebody that tells you how to make the sticky tape or the sticky traps at home. It was yellow construction paper, and I want to say Vaseline and something else, but I don't think it was Vaseline. But you take this goop and put it on real thin, and then you just lay it around your plants, and they'll stick to it and die off. And yeah, Susan is correct. Cooking the soil kills all the good stuff too. Can't win. So
Yeah, I
yeah, but if
thought
you get like fish, is it fish emulsion that'll bring the bacteria back?
Yeah.
Something like that.
Okay.
that's one of them. I mean, that'll like get it high in nitrogen because that's just pretty much fish
Well,
waste.
well, there's that one company that you can see getting that's in the white bottles that has that fish stuff.
I
They
can't
also got
name
the
it, but I have
they also
three
got
bottles in my
the they
house
also
right
got
now.
the one that's not just high in nitrogen, but the other one that works well on the flower blooming and stuff too.
Green bottle?
I don't know if it's a green bottle, but
Or wait, yeah, no, the green bottle is like sea kelp or something like that.
I mean, there's another version I've seen online. You can probably find it on Amazon, but it's still a white bottle.
Wow.
Same company, but it's good. It's not so high in nitrogen. It's more for helping with the flowering and fruiting growth. It's the same thing, but it's not the one that's like the 511. It's the one. It's one and some other numbers that's higher. I mean, I've seen it online. I haven't used it. I haven't actually seen it in the stores, but same way, white type bottle, but it's a little more expensive, I think.
Adam saying M.I. Gardner did a video on it. I
Yeah.
don't know if Bernie Phantom. That name popped up. Hi. Uh, says borax, perhaps. I've never used borax. And BD says kelp.
It's old fashioned soap.
Yeah, I mean, it can be used for a lot of different things.
Yeah.
I mean, if you're recycling gold, put borax into the solution, and it'll grab onto the gold and make it drop to the bottom. So, but that isn't used as a soap in that way. I'm just being a smart aleck. Susan says Alaska brand.
That's it.
Yeah, I just didn't want to say the name.
Oh, that was
Yeah,
bugging me. I couldn't remember. I know I've got like 3 bottles of it here at my house right this second. One of them was in the greenhouse and it blew over in the wind and broke. It's got like a big crack down the side, and you don't want that stuff to have a cracked bottle because it does not smell good.
yeah, it can create a fishy situation.
Yeah, like Beatty said, the one is, I think the green bottle's kelp.
Oh yeah, there. I've seen that one, but one I was mentioning is in a white bottle as well. I've seen it online, not so many as much in the stores.
Alex says I just noticed thrips in the lab. I don't even know what a thrip looks like.
I think it's thripe, isn't it?
Okay, don't know what
I
one of
don't
those
know.
is either.
I've never seen one. I've heard
Uh,
about them. I've heard about a bunch of all the pests, but I don't have to deal with most of them.
yeah, I still have the issue with aphids. I've had fungus gnats and I've had whiteflies, and the diatomaceous earth got rid of the fungus gnats and the whiteflies within a couple of days. Well, that and watering the plants down to knock them off so that we could kill them. But yeah, BD says I have some, but haven't used it yet. Maybe when I transplant outside, I will use it. Must be talking about the Alaska brand stuff.
Yeah, and it's pretty good. I mean, it's not the greatest, but like whenever I didn't have fish in the aquaponics, that's what I would add. I mean, that's it's fish poop. So that's what you want for aquaponics. So it kind of helps. And I'd add it right into the filter and let it just kind of like, do its
Mhm.
bacterial thing in the filter. But if you look at the actual NPK numbers on them, they're like really low. It's like I think 50.5 or something like that. Like it really
Yeah,
doesn't add anything but a little bit of a nitrogen.
yeah. The ones I say, the ones that a lot of people can get, it's 511 on that,
Maybe that's
and
it.
then there's the other one. It's still in a white bottle. Like I said online, there'll be 155 or 179 or something like that. Something where it's reversed, not so much high nitrogen. But yeah,
Okay, Paula's asking how much DE do you put on? You'd have to cover the top completely. What we did was we took an old sock, filled it with DE, and then hold it down and shake it over the top of it. The uh, grains are so small it'll go through the sock and act like a filter, and shake it over the entire surface until you get a real light coating all the way around. Any spaces where you still see soil is a spot where they can come up. So you want to have a real good coverage all the way around, but not like an eighth of an inch thick or a quarter inch thick. You just want a light dusting all the way around, but enough to cover all of the soil.
Yeah, and if it makes you feel better, if you go to your local pool and spa store, 50 pounds is like $15. I mean, it's not, or I don't know if it's 50 pounds, maybe it's 30 pounds, but it's like a almost a dog food size, like a large dog food size
Yep.
container, but it's only like $15. So it's not a
Yeah.
lot. When you see a
Devin got
pool that runs on DE, they're using, like 150, no, no, like 30 to 40 pounds of DE. Every time you backwash, you flush all that stuff out of the system. So they got to add it right back. So it's really cheap, but don't inhale it. It's very bad for you.
it's very small crystals. Yes, it's safe for plants. And Devin got a 50-pound bag at Menards. Oops. For like $12.
Yeah, real cheap.
Yes, it's safe for plants. Not for what? Maybe that's buds. It's safe for plants. Yeah, think of it as fossil. It's just like adding bone meal or whatever you want to call it into the soil.
You mean, I have this
Yeah,
stuff.
Freaky makes a good point. Best to find food grade. There's something else in the other stuff. So there's two different versions of it. One food grade, one not. The non-food grade has got something else in it, like a non-caking agent. The food grade is as pure as you can get. And Paula says, I have about 15 pounds, I think.
Yeah, and also if you go to a pool and spa store, almost all of if they have decent products, it should be food grade. Because whenever you'd go and you'd get alkalinity up, which is also sodium bicarb, which is baking soda, it will also say food grade product on it, even though it's in like a crappy bag that could obviously get contaminants in it. But
Yeah. Paula says, I use it for chickens. Adam says, It's cheap. Roof is great. Works on gnats, aphids, snails, slugs, and many more. Yeah, any bug
I
that
bet that
is soft-bodied will get torn up by it trying to walk through it.
Yeah, I bet that would be great on slugs and snails. I didn't even think about that.
Yeah. Freaky says, sorry, butts was supposed to be bugs. Okay, that makes sense now.
It works on
Uh,
bugs. It works on bugs.
is that does say Bernie, right?
Oh,
Burny. Sorry, Susan, I used the borax just the same as you make bubble solution for the kids. Just add sugar or any syrup that is sweet. Acts the same as dish soap spray. Oh, okay.
Yes.
Edie says, what about white flies?
Yeah, well, with the dish soap spray, that would, because they're soft-bodied insects, that would
Uh,
dry out their skin because that would get soap on them, which is like uh, not acidic. It would be alkaline or basic or whatever, and yeah, it would dry out their skin and
uh, um, use this for ants. Okay, so the borax solution is what that's. So I don't know the answer to that one. Susan says, I got you. Like an ant bait. Thanks, Bernie. Cool. These guys are talking about DE. And, well, we're talking about DE and borax were both mentioned. Yeah, like he says, DE and borax were both mentioned. Bernie says, pretty much, but it works better. I even use borax to catch salmon. Huh. Petey says, I have a problem with white flies, but can get rid of them. But can't get rid of them. Any suggestions? Yeah, that's why we're talking about uh, DE. It works the same way. White flies lay their eggs in the soil. So they have to come up through the DE and the babies get shredded. And then the yellow sticky traps for the adults. They're attracted to yellow.
believe with white flies depends on whether you're outside or inside. And I never had luck with this, but I believe with white flies, if I'm correct, Incarcia formosa, I believe that will kill white flies if you actually have white flies flying around. I got the seeds for them, and I got a bunch of them. They come on like a little seed card with a piece of tape over like a little window with a bunch of seeds on it and stuff, and you hang it on your plant. When the seeds open up, they fly around and kill the white flies. But I don't know. My white flies just went away. But I never saw anything hatch out of these eggs that they said was gonna work. But that's
And
out there.
Beatty says they are only on the leaves but haven't seen anything in soil. A white fly baby is about a 16th of an inch long by about a 32nd of an inch wide. You need a magnifying glass to see them. Go up to the soil with a magnifying glass and tap it. If you see some little white things running around, it's either fungus gnats or white flies, but they're really small and you need a magnifying glass to see them. That's why the DE works so well on them, is because they're so small. That's why the uh, rough edges on the DE rips them up because they're still soft at baby level. Right? And they make the okay. They're only in the leaves, and they make the leaves sticky. I didn't notice white flies making the leaves sticky. Aphids make leaves sticky. The honeydew that aphids leave behind makes them sticky. I didn't notice that with the white flies because I only had one plant that had white flies in it, and it was segregated from the others, and we got rid of them as soon as we noticed them. Adam says DE. I also put it down on ant trails heavy. They will move on to another exit they have. They don't like it at all. No, because is it hydrostatic or something like that? Sticks to them. Like if you rub your hand over the top of it and the stuff that sticks to your hand, you can take it and brush it and it'll come back because of like a static charge in it. I wonder if that's why the ants don't like it.
They probably don't like it because they have sensitive legs and walking over it's like walking on glass.
Yeah, or it could be getting into the joints between the shells.
Yeah.
I don't know. I
Oh
don't know
yeah,
on that
that's
one.
another great suggestion. If you know like your well, if you have a pool guy or if you know someone who takes care of pools, ask them. I mean, DE is so cheap that for a couple handfuls, they'd probably just give it to you. I know like back when I was doing pools, if if you were a friend of mine, you're like, "Hey, I was just wondering if maybe I could get a little DE off you." I'd give you like a gallon of DE, no problem. That's probably
Oh
like
yeah,
a pound or something like that, and that's nothing. What is that, like $1? You know?
not even 50 pounds for $12. That's 4 pounds for $1 roughly.
Yeah.
So yeah, here, have a
And,
quarter's worth of DE. No, you
yeah.
don't got to pay me for it. Just have it. Just remember, I gave it to you. I gave you this expensive stuff that costs a quarter a pound.
Yeah, and back in the day when I was doing anything like doing maintenance or pools and spas or any kind of different thing like that, and like friends needed help, like I had one friend who kept calling. It wasn't even a friend of mine; it was a friend of my sister's. She'd call me up like, "I've got a problem with my hot tub." I'd go down there and like hook her up. I'd be like, "Hey, you need a new pump. Here's what it costs. This is my markup, and I'm gonna give you the labor for free, just because you're my sister's friend."
That was very nice of you.
Oh yeah. Well, it did cost me like $10 in gas just to get there.
Then it was really nice of you.
Eh, that could be nice every once in a while.
Yeah. BD says, thanks for all the info, everyone. Brando Toes pointing at himself, dancing.
With a bug?
A bug? Or maybe he's fencing with the bug. That's somebody in like a fencing position.
On guard.
Yeah. I'm fighting the bugs. So yeah. But
Yep. Yipperoonie.
do you also put down on oh yeah, I already read that one. And they make me okay. So yeah. And then the chat stops and then the conversation goes down.
And then we got that 20-second delay before the chat actually kicks in.
Yeah. We got this. I don't remember exactly the name of it, but this nitrogen stuff for the plants because of the aphids sucking all the sap out of them and everything else. Somebody said that you can stop the leaves from changing colors by adding a bit more nitrogen to it. So we got this powdered stuff that's almost pure nitrogen. So I forget what kind of animal it came from, but it's wet stuff from an animal anyway. And yeah, we diluted it back to half of what they said the recommended was and watered the plants with it. And sure enough, within a week or so, they all turned back to their pretty much normal colors. Ah, Freaky says, running away. Guys, have a great night and a better weekend. Alrighty, Freaky. Thanks for joining us again tonight. Yeah, it's been a pleasure. You've had some really good questions and conversation going. So, yeah, thanks. Have a good night and have a good weekend. If you're not with us on that tentative plan that Rub has for a Friday night live stream again, I don't know if we're going to do a Friday night one tonight or not, but yeah. BD saying, see ya, Freaky. That's a pretty cool name. Freaky Geek. I considered myself a geek for the longest time. And I actually worked on the Geek Squad for 4 years. Haha. So, Brando, what you working on?
Oh, I was just thinking about transferring some files over and whatnot. Yeah, I bought a portable hard drive a couple weeks ago, and I think I might have to download some extra stuff to kind of get it to sync up right. Um, yeah. A
What, like
couple
an
classes.
external hard drive?
Who what?
Like an external hard drive?
Uh, yeah, yeah, that'd be the thing that you call it.
Like, oh man, it's not coming. Like one of these suckers?
Well, like one of
That's a
these.
Toshiba. Yep. Portable USB hard drives, external.
Yeah, I think
Yeah,
that's a terabyte. Or no, that was a terabyte. No, and it failed. I sent it back, and they gave me a 2 terabyte for some reason.
yeah. I mean, I was going to get the 2 terabyte one, but they didn't have it, so it's like, you know what? I'll get the terabyte one just for the sake of it. Try it out.
I really don't know why I bought that one. I really feel like it was a waste of money for me because I'm so used to losing all of my information every so often. Like, well, ever since I switched to Linux, it's not the case. But when I was with Windows, oh my God, like every 2 years, I would lose everything I have. I'd have to redo the entire operating system, rate it clean, put it back up, download all my new crap, update everything, and then I'm back off, doing my thing. But no information ever stayed.
Or maybe you
Yeah,
bought the drive to take and put all your old videos on.
I'm not doing that. I started doing that and I deleted them all. I was like, heck with that, man. If YouTube goes down or whatever, or deletes all my videos, then whatever, they're gone. I don't need them. The videos I never uploaded, those are the ones that I'd actually like back. Because back in the day, before I actually started YouTube, I would take my camera and we would go over to my sister's house, and it would be like me, my mom, my dad, my sister, her husband, and maybe some of her kids. And I would just set the camera up in the corner during like game night. Like instead of watching TV, we'd play games. And, we'd never play Monopoly because my sister hated it. I love Monopoly, but we'd play like Yahtzee or, whatever. And it was a running joke that we would just have the camera in the corner and running, recording us the entire time. We never watched them or anything like that, but they were awesome because I would watch them after the fact, and you had no idea how many of my family members were flipping off the camera when nobody was looking. Like everybody would be looking down, like tallying up their scores on Yahtzee or whatever, and you just see someone reach over and just give the finger to the camera, and it was great. You'd watch it after the fact and you're like, holy cow, everybody was in on that. Like we'd bring it up at the beginning, like, I just like to flip off the camera when no one's looking. And you'd watch it back, and every time no one was looking, there would be a random person. Oh, there's my sister. There's my, brother-in-law. There's my mom. There's my dad. There's me. Never any of the kids, but
Yeah. Paula says, I just had to reinstall everything on my Mac a couple weeks ago. First time I've had to do that on my Mac in 10 years.
I feel you. I am on Linux, and I have not ever had to do that. Windows every 2 years. As a matter of
That's
fact,
why you make backups of everything.
no,
Yeah.
not doing that. No, it became so common that I was just used to losing all kind of stuff like that. I never would use the bookmark feature on a web browser just because I knew I was losing all of those in, 2 years anyway. So it's no big deal. I just kept it all up here or wrote it down on a piece of paper or piece of paper. That's the best way to go. But
And you can have it back up and have the program run every week or so and back up all your stuff. And
No, I'm not running a business over here. It's not like I need, backups of everything. I just got a stupid YouTube channel where the videos suck. So whenever they disappear off my computer, I'm just like, there's a little more room.
Bernie says, okay, so I guess we decided DE works. DE works really well. If you got fleas in your house, you can go through and cover everything with it and then leave the house for a couple of weeks so you don't breathe it. I'm kidding. I'm kidding. I'm kidding. But it works well on fleas too. Paula says, I was thankful Chrome actually keeps all my bookmarks, quote unquote, in the cloud so I don't lose them. Yeah. My backups that run back up my folder, my favorites folder as well. So when I do a restore and I put everything back, all of my favorites are there too. I mean, all the bookmarks are as a file in the favorites folder. All right, I'll be back in a minute. You can read the chat, and hopefully you can keep up with it this time.
I kept up with it last time. Everybody was asking for you to bring that piece of the chocolate bootla out and eat another half.
They were not.
Yeah, they were. Ask Brando. It was a consensus among the whole chat.
I looked.
Uh-huh.
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 And I did hear about that with DE for fleas, just throwing it down on your carpet and then vacuuming it all up and everything. And like whatever bugs are there, it should like slice them up. No, I haven't done that. Susan asked, by the way, did anyone use sulfur for the bugs? They're supposed to work for mites. No, I don't know if I've ever had mites. I probably have and didn't know, but I've never used sulfur.
Hmm. Hmm.
Got the pity bowl over here. And the pig.
Oh,
Peppa
yeah?
Pig. With us as always. The Peppa Pig. Which, thanks to the chat, I know what Peppa Pig is. Paul asked, you guys know Joe Lample? No? From Growing a Greener World. He's going to use a pic of my LED grow setup in his blog post / podcast tomorrow. That's sweet. That's when you know you made it. When you've got pictures that are so good, other people are like, hey, can I use that? I just kind of want to use that, so I can show off how awesome things are. Maybe not here, but things are awesome. That's really cool. He's a gardening TV show. Oh, a TV show? No. I've never heard of him. And he says, I've used Bordeaux copper spray for stuff. They also make a silver spray, which is why I bought it up. No, never used that. I know copper-based compounds is what they use to kill algae. Like your main algicide that you find for pools, it's usually like a copper base. which if you overuse it, by the way, you'll have, or wait, no, thinking about that wrong. No, what I was thinking about was if you don't balance your pool water and your water's going through your heat exchanger is made of copper. And if it's like, I forget which way it is, I think it's too low acidity, it will eat away, or no, maybe it's too high. Whatever, it's one of those two. And it will actually eat away at your copper exchanger and put the copper into the water, which I guess would kill the algae, but it also will turn your skin green. If you're one of those people, you get a cheap ring, you put it on, and like when you start sweating a little bit and you get a green ring on your finger, that's from cheap copper. And you know, obviously your sweat, which would be sodium chloride, which would be chlorine, and those two interacting, and you'll get a green reaction on your skin. You'll get the same thing in a pool. Not only that, but if it keeps pitting away, which I believe would be high alkaline or basic or whatever, it also will pit away at your heat exchanger until it starts popping holes in it. So it's not the way to go, and that'll be $1,000, by the way, to fix that. Which you're better off just buying a whole new heater. Susan doesn't. Yeah, Paula is a pro photographer.
Hello, Rob, Todd, Jeff.
Howdy, howdy.
Yes, Susan, that's the tip of the day. If you have a pool with a pool heater, make sure you have a balanced chemical, pH. I suggest not just balance because they say 7.2 to 7.6. I say keep your pH at 7.4, use a stabilizer, and you're A-okay. Then you never have to worry about that. But even if you don't do that, I would say put a bypass system so your heater is bypassed. So the water doesn't even go through your heat exchanger. That way you can shut off the water going through your heater and it'll just go around the heater and you never have to worry about it. So even if you're really horrible at keeping your pH balanced on your pool, that water never makes it to your heat exchanger. So therefore you never actually have to worry about the heat exchanger dying out on you, which is what I always suggested to everybody that had a pool heater. And almost like half the people never wanted to do it. But the second they have to buy a new pool heater, well, they usually didn't have to do that when I was taking care of it, but it's usually what I would get it and I'm like, oh, you need that. And they're like, we're not going to do it. And then like halfway through the summer, the first year I'm taking care of it, their pool heater goes out. And I'm like, there you go. Like, that's what it was. Like, that's why you had so much copper, which, by the way, you have to use metal remover to get that out of the water because it's a fine particle and it'll go right through the filter. So you have to use this stuff that coagulates the metal and it actually gets stuck in the filter. And then when you backwash, it gets flushed out. But yeah, a lot of people didn't want to do that and lost their pool heater. And after paying $2,000, they're like, yeah, do that $30 fix.
Okay, so I got a question for you.
Shoot.
In Paula's video today on her aquaponics setup, she said, I'm not going to do another video next week. I'm going to do one in 2 weeks.
Aeroponics.
You are correct. I'm mistaken. So, in my opinion, I like those weekly updates. I like seeing the difference in the growth from week to week to week. What's your opinion?
No, I agree. That was gonna be my comment.
So is Paula still out there? And for the rest of you out there, what are your thoughts? I mean, you take a look at JT, right? I like his updates, even if it is like every other day or two, showing the difference. You can see the difference in the plants at that time, and I like seeing those differences. Okay, Paula says I actually might do one depending on if the funnel I started today germinates or not.
Do it even if it doesn't.
Yeah, even
Yeah,
if it doesn't.
Yeah, like we said, I'm right there with you. Like every time I see a video from someone I like, I watch it. So I don't
Yeah.
care if I'm not seeing anything. It's not like Rob always tells me, it's not that I'm growing peppers or something like that. It's my attitude and my, you know, he calls it humor or something like that. I don't know what he's talking about. But it's that I actually that, people like. So it's not like they want to see progress. They just want to hear from you. I know when I don't hear from certain channels for like a long time, that kind of bugs me. I mean, not bugs me like I'm mad at you, but it bugs me like, well, why didn't you make a video? Oh, there wasn't anything going on. Like, I don't care. I just kind of want to hear from you.
Like BD says, I enjoy watching or listening to everyone's videos and updates all the time, whether I'm just chilling or working in my plants.
Yeah, and if they don't want to, they won't watch it. It's as easy as that. So, if you're worried about like, oh, I don't want people to be bored. Well, if they are, they're not going to watch. So,
well, you just look at how much that chive grew since the last time she cut it. And I have chives that grow out in my garden, and they've actually spread into the yard. And it always amazes me how fast those things grow. And I could start a whole video series on that at once a week, just show the chive plant. It might get boring with just one plant, but still. Charles says I'm free. I don't know how I should take that, Charles.
Yeah.
Wasn't he working? Wasn't he working extra because of Valentine's Day?
Oh, that may be it. Well, and he probably came home and the wife and kids wanted to do something. I'm kidding. But it probably had stuff to do at home. I don't even know if Charles was married or not. Too personal. Okay.
Yeah.
That must be a yes to you.
Yeah.
BD says, I even listened to the history of peppers and breeding, natural selection of peppers the other day as background noise. And you probably learned something too, didn't you, BD?
I love
Anthony says, yay.
Yeah, all that stuff. I love that. Like any kind of podcast, like I don't know, like History on Fire or Dan Carlin's Hardcore History or something. That stuff is like some of the best background noise you can have.
Man, you might learn something.
I've learned a lot, man. You, you want to learn a lot? Go check out Dan Carlin's Hardcore History with the Huns. Oh my God, that is one of the greatest things. It's like a 5-part thing. I think they're like an hour to an hour and a half each. So it's like well over 5 hours worth of material. But wow, I never learned so much. Like they taught me that when I was in school. I never retained any of it. That guy talked about it, and I was like, holy heck. I can recite half of the information that he put out there.
Oh, yeah. So, Paula, keep it up. Haha. All right. Charles says, not married, but have 2 kids, my dogs.
Yeah,
BD says, yes, very interesting indeed. I want to share the link on the PLC.
Oh,
cool.
Yeah.
Ask Susan if it's all right. Get on, Charles. Grab your guitar. Paula says, check out Joe's podcast. Tomorrow's episode should be on LED lights. Huh.
Yeah, this is my kid right here. The only redhead I'll ever love.
Yeah.
Look, she's annoyed I woke her up. Like, man, I was sleeping.
Yep. I'm not looking at you, man. I want to be over there, and you called me over here. Nope, I'm ignoring you. See, I'm gonna go away.
Even if I blow on her ear, which she hates, she still didn't like. I'm not gonna look at you. Like with that.
Oh yeah, what about Peppa Pig?
I mentioned Peppa Pig just a little bit ago. One of the times Rob walked out of the room. Duh, Peppa Pig.
Peppa is a pink head, not a red head. Okay.
Yep.
Oh, that makes sense. I got it now.
I can see. It's definitely pink. She's red. My dog was going nuts all day long today. I don't know what the heck was going on, but there were something that was going on where the entire house was shaking. I mean, it sounded like some kind of crazy explosion or something like that, but it was like every 10 seconds for like a minute, and then it would stop for like 20, and then it would be again like every every 10 seconds for like a minute, and then stop. I have no clue what the heck was going on, but my dog freaked out every single time that happened.
Earthquake.
Could have been. We've had them before.
So Charles is saying, Friday, are we doing a show? And Susan says, a guitar show?
Hey, guitar show.
I think that question is still up in the air. Bernie says, I really do enjoy this live stream. Well, thanks. It's all because of Rev, right? I'm pointing at him over there somewhere.
Nah, it's not me. It's everybody else on the show.
No, that's you.
You're the only one that calls it a show. I just call it a live stream. We just go live. We're here. And people
But it's
watch.
a show.
I guess. I don't know.
We have video and we have audio and we put on episodes.
There's no commercials. Hey.
These are what the seeds were from that found that thing. I don't know if you can see it right. So yeah, that's what is popping up in that little thing with the mint.
Yeah, I'd say that'd be a plant we're trying to get out and grow, since it's already that far.
So yeah, we'll end up having to pull that thing out of there.
Cool. Charles says, me too. I wish you guys would let me be on. What, tonight? Is that what you're saying, Charles, for the last 28 minutes? Bernie is asking, why is my name gray and all the rest are blue? Mr. Rev?
That is you know, like talk to me while I'm trying to do stuff. That is, well, the blue people with the wrenches are people I've known forever, and I gave them that wrench so that they could actually promote their own channel, so that everybody watching could. Now you're all tired. But that way everybody could promote their own channels. So I don't know. Hang around, Bernie Phantom. Just saw you. I think you were on the last live stream, weren't you?
And I think the one before that, but I'm not 100% sure.
But
But
almost
yeah, the
all
more
of
you
these.
hang around, the more likely you'll get a wrench.
Yeah, most of these people around here, like Charles and Susan and Rob, and all these people, they've been. I've known them for years and years and years. Well, maybe years, but.
All right.
You know what?
Petey says, Brando, that's the SpongeBob squash. Susan says, my links are always broken. Don't know why.
It shouldn't be.
Somebody just
Every
joined.
time she goes to post one, it comes. Comes up 404 error.
Yeah, I wanted to join the chat just so I could add Charles. Just because I don't care if he's tired. The Belagar. I don't know why that. Wait, where did you put up a?
Well, it wasn't today. It's been the last few days. Is
We'll put up
that
another
Bella
link
Gardens?
to.
Is
Yeah,
that
put up
YouTube?
another link to Bella Gardens. And if you don't know what we're talking about, it's Bella Gardens. Just go to type in G plus, like into Google, type in G plus, and then Bella Gardens, BELLAGARDENS, and that should bring you to Susan's Bella Gardens. Which, if you don't know, Bella means beautiful. Kind of like in Spanish, it would be bonito or bonita. Ah.
Oh wait, hey, I didn't know you felt that way about Rob.
Yeah, that was a weird slip, wasn't it? Bonito. Oh, wait.
Rob, he's paying you a compliment.
Masculine pretty. Yeah.
Well, I didn't know you felt that way about Rob, but okay.
It's funny. We have a road around here and it's called Bonito, but it's called Bonito on one sign. It's called Bonita on another road sign, and it's called Bonito on another road sign. There's 3 roads that intersect with it. It's hilarious. It, like, at least get your story correct, you know?
Yeah.
Is that the link to Bella Gardens, Rob?
That one's broken too?
Let me see.
Yep, it is.
Error 404.
Isn't that interesting?
How come Google doesn't want to let people go to a Google page? If I can do it.
Yeah, because I went to the page and I copied the highlight out. Or I highlighted the address and copied it out.
Hello.
What's up?
Howdy.
Just through with work.
That's a good thing.
Yeah. I felt sorry for Rev, y'all bullying him earlier when I had a time to go and look on the live stream. I was very disappointed in y'all treating him like that. I mean, a generous host of this show, and y'all are treating him like that. That's ridiculous. I was going to put more comments, but I couldn't. I was just so upset.
I know. They were real bullies.
I know. I mean, you go and pull off a 1 millimeter piece of bootla, and then you think you're a tough guy or something. Come on, Todd.
I don't know how it worked or anything, but my link apparently worked when I tried it in the chat. That'll take you to Bella Gardens.
I'm just messing with you, Todd. So I'm glad that you liked all those jams so far.
Yeah, they are very good.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, Scott, he puts on an excellent product, so you can't go wrong with his stuff. I mean, you know, there's a little bit of heat difference in some of them, but none of them are bad, I would say. I mean, anybody who, you know, I would say most people could handle anything and it wouldn't be that bad to them. But it's very, very tasty and enjoyable. So it really adds to whatever you're eating. So muffin, toast.
Sorry, go ahead.
Oh no, there's muffin, toast, cream cheese and crackers, whatever you want to go with. Hold on one second, let me get this dog.
Says that the link I put in the post or in the chat works.
Okay, don't ask me why. So it was rather interesting yesterday. I did the video for the Crying Hawaiian,
Uh-huh.
and a friend of mine was in here, and basically I pay her to clean my house.
Uh-huh.
And she said, well, I've never seen how those videos work. So she said, can I watch? So she's standing in off like 3 feet to my left,
Mm-hmm.
watching me do the review and record it. And I get the rendering started. And she says, you make that sound so good. And I'm like, sure. You want to try some? And she says, yeah, I want to try some. So I had a knife that I was using to put the cream cheese on, cleaned it off, dipped it in, handed it to her. She puts it in her mouth. And she says, oh, that's a nice fruity flavor. It's hot. She takes off out of the room.
Uh-oh. I mean, I don't think it's not that bad.
But she does
But
not
I
like
guess for
spicy
someone
food.
who's never ate peppers, hot peppers, yeah, it has a little twinge to it.
Yeah. Yeah, she took off out of the room, and she doesn't normally eat very spicy things. Jalapenos are spicy for her.
Oh, okay.
And she came back like 5 minutes later and says, well, the heat wore off, but that was really good.
Oh, yeah, it's excellent. Yep.
Yeah, so I gave her a taste of the other two, and she really liked those too.
Yeah. And have you got to paint in the boot yet?
That's the one I'm going to do tomorrow morning
Okay. All right.
or tomorrow afternoon.
Okay. Yeah.
And then I'm going to do another surprise video on the 4 of them that I haven't quite got worked out yet.
Yeah. Have you tried any of those other peppers they sent you?
Not as yet.
Yeah, because I mean, I know that I'm really interested in the yellow one, that Jacques de Rob or whatever that long name one is. He told me that's a really good pepper overall. I tried, the other ones that he sent me besides the Bootla. I really enjoyed those. I have to go look at the names, but the one, I don't know if he sent you the one that looks like a little cherry tomato that has a little teardrop looking thing on the bottom of it.
Yep.
Pimento. That one to me, I don't know how to describe that one. That one almost. Did you try that one, or you haven't tried it yet?
Nope.
It sounds crazy, but it tastes almost like a grape that has spice. It has an unusual taste to it. I mean, that's how I got out of it. It almost tastes like a sweet grape with spice. It was just unusual, and the walls are super thick on it, on the little bitty round one, and it just has a really good taste to it. But it's just something that's different.
I don't think I got that one because there's the mild something rojo.
Okay.
And a 7-pot bubble gum, chocolate bootla, chocolate hab, marupi, amarillo or something like that. The Nito Day, mocha something, and the KS white tie.
Yeah.
Those are all the pictures that he sent me.
Right. Okay, so that he didn't give you that one, but it good because I had the bootla, that one, the pimenta de whatever it is, and then he sent me the bayangi something. It's an Indian red pepper. It was really good. So yeah, I liked all those that he sent me. And then the Marupi whichever one of that. I saw Jeff Hobbs plant on that one. That's why I'm growing that one, because that thing is prolific as crap. I mean, just if you saw how Jeff Hobbs plant, how many he had on there, the pods is just crazy. So that's one reason I'm growing that this year.
Cool.
So and then
go ahead.
Then the King Star White Tie, that's awesome. You'll like that one.
Yeah, King makes it look really good. That's why I was happy to see that one show up.
Yeah.
Okay, Bernie says, it's all good. I was just wondering, I don't do videos. I feel I'm too abrasive. Well, if you feel you're too abrasive, make yourself more cottony. Yeah, that's it. I know, I just made it up. Didn't work. Sorry. Other Rob says, I really like that one too, Charles. Paula says, if you hit backspace after the URL, it works. Anyways, time for bed. Good night. All right, Paula, have a good night. Okay, I'm done.
Before you go, Paula, make sure try copying the link that I put in and pasting it into the chat. See if that actually will work.
Well, they're saying that there was an extra character when it was typed in, but if you remove that extra character from the address line, it works. So let me try it again. All right.
There's an extra character.
Well, another thing with my grow this year, I decided I'm getting rid of my overwinter plants and putting them outside. So I'm going to make that change because I don't know what the heck pests are on those things. They're not really doing much harm in that tent, but I'm gonna put them outside. And if they make it, they make it. If they don't, they don't. So that's the way I've decided on it. I'm never overwintering anything ever again. I've decided that as well. So I'm not bringing anything ever into the garage or the house that was outside. So I'm not doing that again too. That's my my call on that one. So that's what I'm going to do this weekend, and then I'm going to clean the heck out of the tent, and I'm going to put more seedlings in there. So that's my plan. I'm just going to fill the other 4x4 up too. So I'm going to fill the 2x4, the 4x4, all with seedlings, and then I'm going to make a decision late March or April what the heck I want to grow and how many. So that's been my thought the past couple of days. For me, I mean, heck, I can grow the other ones that I have overwintered anyway. I mean, they're already sprouting anyway, so it's not that big a deal. So, but that's just my decision. You know, I mean, I did the best I could when I brought them out from outside. I thought I cleaned them well or whatever. And like I said, I don't know if it was that or the compost mix that I bought or what, but I've never had really any kind of pest or bugs anywhere. So the only one other time I did is when I was overwintering my double cups outside, and I brought one back in and they had aphids. But I contained those pretty quick, and it was over before it started really. So that's just how I'm going about things. So,
And Susan agrees with you. It's a good rule. Once outside, it never comes back in.
yeah, I mean, I thought it'd be cool because I get a bigger start on my Bohemian goats, Jace Peach Goat Scorpion, my chocolate Trinidad Scorpion, all that stuff. I was like, this is really what I have in my sauces. So I kept the ones I have in the sauces that I make. So I was like, well, I'll get a head start and I'll have some more peppers early. And then, you know, hopefully maybe theoretically it may be a better plant the second year or whatever, but never again. I'm not even, I mean, it's not going to happen.
What was the problem? Did I miss that?
I don't know what the heck they have on them. I see that there's little gnats. I understand that one. Okay, but then there's like these other ones that are not aphids that look like, I don't know, little cookie crumb looking things all over. I don't know what it is. I mean, I had to take a picture, but to be honest, I didn't even want to deal with that tent and get it nowhere open or anything. So it goes, because there's only a short distance, if you look at my videos, from my garage to the room I have my other grow tents in. And I'm not getting anything going with 160 plants or something in there. I'm just not doing that because I'll never be able to get ahead if I have any kind of bugs in that big tent.
Yep.
Yeah, I haven't had any problems yet, but this is the first time I've ever overwintered anything. I only have one, and that thing was outside during 2 freezes and survived both of them, and then I brought it in. So I'm sure if any bugs were on it, they probably died off, and then I brought it in. So,
but see, I brought mine in when it was still in the 50s.
Yeah.
So I brought mine in late October, early November, whenever that was. So it was only like high 40s, low 50s, like it was going to start getting cold. And that's when I cut them back and brought them in and just left the other 45 out there. So that's just my decision. I mean, everybody has their own thing they like to do. That's just not happening for me ever again. And then the other thing is that I'm not a big fan of the double cup methods, so to speak. but I'm gonna do like the last whatever in double cups to see if there's a difference between that and the 3-inch containers that I use. I know there will be, because the fact that, once the roots go down and get the nutrients, it's a faster, climb usually that it'll build up. And those, if I'm starting these this late, I need to get them going so that they're kind of a good size by the time I bring them out in late March, early April. So that's why I'm going to do that. But usually, I mean, the thing is with the double cup is that I hate dealing. I know there's different methods of dealing with the cups, but I hate when you're going and doing the water, whatever you're doing, and you get the leaves caught in between the 2 cups or whatever else it is. I just hate that. Like, oh crap, if I did it too hard or whatever, you snap leaves and stuff. I'm like, damn, this is frustrating. And then just always looking, because they suck up water quick as hell when they start going. So it's just like you're like all the time picking that cup up and doing whatever. And then if you have 50, 60, 70, 80 cups going, just like some of us do, I mean, the plants, and just look at Batman, if you looked at his lab, look at all them cups he had everywhere. I mean, it's just like, mass cups. Look at Rob. I mean, just that little section that he had. Look how many cups were in all those Pepsi trays. It's just when you have that many cups, it's just crazy. It's just like, you're the nut game on the shell game on Price is Right. It's like you're doing this. It's like you're playing that shell game the whole damn time. But
I can't tell you how many times that I've had leaves get caught between the 2 cups. It's all the time. But that's one thing that one method that I would do is I would cut a bunch of the lower leaves, just so that wouldn't happen, and just so it'd be all bushier up top and get a little bit more light on the bottom, but still you get like little offshoots that grow off the bottom where you cut the leaves, and then next thing you know, they're getting caught between the double cups. And yeah, it is a pain in the butt, but I love the double cup method.
Right.
Just being able to water from the bottom that way. I mean, if you have like a tray where you can put them, your cups in water and they can soak up the water that way, then it doesn't matter how you get the water from the bottom, in my opinion.
Well, mine are like that. I just want to see a different. If there's any kind of difference between those 3-inch cubes that I have in the trays, the 10-20 trays, as opposed to the double cups. And like so, the double cup. The party cups are cheap. If you look at it, they're not that expensive. I didn't get the party cups, quote unquote. I got that other brand. I did catch that part, and I saw that talking about the Ricotos earlier. All my Ricotos except the Giant Red came up, and Susan explained to me that was a frozen pod, so it may have issues, but everything else that was like 5-6 days. So I don't, for me, it wasn't that hard doing the Ricotos. As to what some people say, like they're like nightmares or something. Like it's the hardest thing. All I did was I soaked it in a mild solution of hydrogen peroxide, the seeds, in water overnight. That's all I did. Kyle Togarishi 808 told me to do that because I've never grown Ricotos before. So I did that. It's very little hydrogen peroxide. And then I don't know if the peroxide water solution had anything to do with it. I know Susan, I think, mentioned that they were pretty fresh seeds. I'm not sure. Whatever it is, but it worked because all of them came up except the Giant Red. So,
well, jumping back to the chat real quick before it goes off my screen. Bernie says that I live in the Great White North. Our weather changed so much that I had to pull and push things in and out. Where at in the Great White North are you at? Which of the great provinces of Canada are you at? Manitoba, British Columbia.
Charles, would you like an easier way to do that?
The Ricotos?
The watering of your
double. Oh, sure. Go for it. Anything to help.
Take a bottle cap from like a Pepsi bottle or something like that. Glue it to the bottom of the cup so that the smooth edge is down. Put it down. And then go to a farm supply store or go online and get a 60 ml syringe with a large gauge needle. Then all you get, the cap at the bottom of the cup lifts it up so the roots will grow around it, give you enough room to take and pull the syringe up, and you just inject the same amount of water into each one. A 60 mil syringe will hold enough, depending on how far down the roots are,
Uh-huh.
to fill a whole bunch of them. And you can use a 60 mil syringe with one hand. So it's just go right down the line, hit it, fill up
Uh-huh.
the syringe again, and go right down again. You don't have to pick them all up. You just shove the needle between the two cups and let it run down the side, inside.
Right. Okay. So what if you
It
don't have
flies through. Huh?
what if you don't have bottle caps?
Anything that isn't going to harm the plant.
Because I was thinking about putting like hydroton pebbles underneath it. Will that hold it up?
That'll
I
hold it up, and the roots will grow into it. When it comes time to take them out, you might have an issue with the hydroton, the roots growing through the hydroton and holding it in place.
Yeah.
But if you bury it, it's not going to be a big deal.
Yeah.
I use like nylon spacers that you
Yeah.
can use for like, different projects you have. Like these
Yeah.
things are like almost an inch tall. I just throw one in there and that's enough to hold the one cup above the other cup.
Yep.
And I, fill enough water so that it can actually suck up in.
Mm-hmm.
But I only use them once the roots come out of the, first cup. But
Yeah.
I mean, Chad was saying, I believe, well, maybe it was on one of my videos. He was saying that he uses checkers, and just anything. You can use probably a rock. Throw a rock in
Yeah,
there
a
as
rock
long as
would
it's
work.
not like something that's acidic or very basic or anything that'll change the water pH. But
You can go to Menards and get a 10-foot section of PVC for $2. You can get a 5-foot section for $1.
Yeah.
Take it and cut it up into 1-inch sections, and you got 100. You get a 10-foot section cut up into a 1-inch sections, and you got 120 spacers right there for $2.
I got so I'll probably do that because I mean I'm really going to start tearing apart my garden area anyway because 1st of March I'm going to make a new garden area. But since my shade tunnel got destroyed with the little bit of snow that we got, so I got to rebuild that thing. Plus I got to expand it anyway. I got to widen it. He wants to play in it because I've been gone all day. So anyway, but yeah, so I'm going to find a solution for that. So yeah, that's what I'll be working on.
And with that type of solution, you don't have to pick any cup up.
That's cool. Yeah, I'll look at that and I'll get with you if I don't remember everything, but I'll get back. I mean, I got access to the syringes, so I mean,
Oh yeah,
like
I
that.
forgot about that. Walgreens carries those.
Yeah, so I can get those. So.
Like Susan says, you can use a rubber band, a thick one, or a hair tie on the outside of the inside cup, and it holds it up without using any space displacement in the reservoir.
yeah, that's one of the best tips I've ever seen with the double cup. I've
Yeah,
never
it's just-
used it, but I've seen that 100 times, and every time I see it, I think, man, I gotta buy some hair ties, but I don't have hair, so that doesn't. It's not one of those things where I'm like, oh, hair ties, I need to grab them while I'm out.
Okay.
Yeah, I like the spacers on the bottom just because I know the plant is going to get heavy, and it helps hold it stable, and that way the roots will come down and go around it.
Okay.
So it's going to help push it. Now, granted, straight down the bottom and going into a clump on the bottom isn't going to be a big deal either. But what if that plant gets to 3 pounds? Is the rubber band or the hair clip going to hold it? Mind you, I think it's a very good idea, but that's what concerns me.
Well, mine's not going to get that big. I can guarantee it because I mean I've got about less than 2 months. So I mean, we're talking. I mean, once it gets 4.5, 5 inches tall or whatever, it's going outside. Because I know once it hits the sun and it's a pretty mild temperature, it'll grow to a foot in less than a week and a half or so. When you start giving it nutrients and water and stuff, it'll be like this, 18 inches tall in about a week and a half or so. So I'm not really concerned about that.
And Bernie said she's from Alberta, just like Alex from Alberta Peppers, which she doesn't want to steal a thunder from. But where about? I don't know about Alberta, but Calgary, Edmonton. That's about the extent that I know. Fort McMurray? I don't know. That looks like a really cold area of Canada.
And Alex said it was minus 15 degrees Celsius. I think he was giving it to me in Celsius. He had a fire going. I don't know. That's all he sent me a picture of it when I was at work. He has fire going and what have you, and he's like, this is the life. Good old Chef Alex. We're just going to go and we can't open this package of spice. So here, let's rip it open. Let's throw it in there. Let's throw in a thing of chili oil. Here, let's do half Charles's sauce. Hey, guys, this is hot. I feel sorry for you. Yeah, I do feel sorry for myself when we wind up eating all these things. Whenever that time comes, I'm not sure how long it's going to take coming from Alberta. So we'll have to wait and see. But see how this Rice Krispie, Devil's Treat, whatever we want to call it, will come to us, and we'll find out how hot it is.
Well, I just read this comment from BD. He says they use a 16-ounce party cup as the bottom and a 16-ounce styrofoam as the soil holding up, and it gives me over an inch of room for roots without any spacers. But still, with that, you still have to. Well, I would think you'd still have to pull the inner cup out to water it, don't you?
Yeah.
Because the soil one is going to be wider. The styrofoam is going to be wider, so it's going to hold. So you still got to pick the cup up and out in order to put the water in.
Yeah, but
Brandon, what's going on with your screen?
But the point is that it keeps like that 1 inch gap on the bottom so the roots can grow into the bottom reservoir.
Yeah, well, that's why I was saying with mine, my way of doing it, I just use a needle.
I don't like needles, so.
Yeah, but you get a big pig sticking one at the farm supply store, and it's not a needle anymore. It's a
we
tube.
can add them to a list of what things Rev doesn't like.
Exactly. There you go. So start a needle store, people. You'll get millions of dollars.
They're doing great. Brando, thanks for asking. I planted 9 watermelons and the flowers and a lot of peppers too, just waiting for them to sprout. Bernie says Edmonton, cool. Susan says it should go okay, but you are correct, Rob. Not a permanent solution. Bernie says it's 18 right now, so you're about half of what we are here.
Minus 18.
Oh, minus 18. Yeah. Well, we're in the.
I'm pretty sure that's Celsius.
Yeah, it's probably Celsius. Yeah, it's Canada. Edmonton.
Yeah, well, then that would put it. Yeah, that makes sense.
Edmonton Oilers, I believe, right? I don't know. I'm not big on sports, but I kind of remember hockey.
BD says, yeah, I don't mind. Susan says, yes, I've done that, but it's not as stable. BD says, very inexpensive too. It makes that top heavy.
Yeah. Unless you have a heavy water reservoir on the bottom.
All right, here you fly. You keep flying around me, I'm going to smack you.
Get him, Brando.
Brian says about 0 degrees Fahrenheit.
Unless it was minus 18 Celsius, then it would be
12 degrees. 13 degrees. Yeah, because 32 Fahrenheit is 0 Celsius.
Yeah, I'm not good with
so
the
0 is 32 degrees Fahrenheit below the freezing point. So 64 degrees from melting point. Anyway, it's cold nonetheless.
Yeah.
Yeah. Right here, we were freezing today. I just want to tell you, we were freezing. I mean, I could barely take it. I mean, the conditions were just I don't know how I survived. It was 76 degrees today. So, 76, and tomorrow's 77, 78. And it's tough. And I looked at that forecast and I'm like, I can live with this. Please stay this way for a little while longer.
Okay, I was getting worried there for a minute, but
No,
we shouldn't be that bad.
no, you'd be
Be
all right.
hardening your plants off now.
I don't harden. I put them under that shade thing. I don't deal with that too. That's too much work. They get a few sunspots on the leaves, and they're that's it. So what? Just cut the leaf off. It's bad, and just move on.
Oh, about hardening off?
I don't do that. It's too much
Yeah,
work.
I don't do that at all either.
I'm carrying these trays out today. I'm carrying hell with that crap. They'll be all right.
I hardened off plants for like an entire month, like 3-4 days a week, for an entire month, and then put them out, and they got sunburnt and like had the same results that, or more results than plants that I just said, okay, nope, time's up. Take them outside, put them out there, and now you're gonna do your thing outside.
Same
And
here.
to be perfectly honest, taking them straight out, putting them out there, and like, you're outside now, do your thing. Yeah, I had much better result with that. With hardening off, no, that's where I really got the sunburn. I got, they started shriveling up and like looking like they're gonna die. And I had much worse results from trying to harden off than I did just sticking them outside. And there you go, do your
I
thing.
agree with you on that 100%. I was worried. I was sending people pictures like, I hope this one makes it because I didn't do this hardening off on this one. Hell, that one did better than the other ones. So after that, I said, heck with this. They're all going out.
In my experiences with my plants, I had to harden them off, otherwise, they'll just straight die.
Yeah,
I mean, I've tried just throwing them out there, and a lot of them, and I had a whole flats of them just died just from throwing them straight out there.
Yeah, but I have a 40% shade cloth too.
Yeah, but I don't. So
I mean, I'm saying, but that's what in mine. In my case, that's what I'm saying. For me, it's just easier just to put them underneath there.
I don't even have a shade cloth. I just took them out, put them in the greenhouse, and was like, hey, you're on your own. And I mean, I don't know. Maybe it's my climate. Maybe it's the way they grew up. Maybe, there's probably 1,000 different factors in that. But I took them out and was like, nope, you're on your own. Bang, you're in the greenhouse. And I had much better luck with that than trying to harden them off. Because when I tried to harden them off, I don't know, they got sunburned. They were dropping leaves. They were curling up. They did all kind of crazy stuff. But whenever I was like, nope, you're on your own, they went out there and they were, they went out like, hey, we're great. Like, we're going to have a great time. And then they started drooping a little bit. And then the next day, nope, right back up, and they took off. But I don't know if, there's 1,000 different things between, variables between what I do or Brando does or Rob does or anything like that. So,
yeah,
I'm sure that has a lot to do with it. But for me, just taking them out there, throwing them out and saying, do your thing. No, like they had some downtime, but they came right back. Every single one of them, 100%. So I didn't have one die. Whereas when I hardened them off, I had like, I don't know, about out of like 80 or something like that, I probably had like 10 die off.
I didn't have any plants die.
Well, no,
they're fine.
Yeah,
my thing is I had, let's see, what did I have? A lot of severe windstorms, which nature topped them. I didn't because I topped 20 out of my 56 plants last year. I topped 26. Well, 30 I didn't top. Well, nature topped them. So, because some of them just got beat up by the wind so bad they were just topped by nature. And then
there's another variable. Like whenever I hardened them off, I topped almost every single pepper. When I didn't harden off, I didn't top any of the peppers. Maybe that has something to do with it.
And then I dealt with a hurricane too. So that was fun.
Normally the hurricanes are like at the end of the season.
Yeah, but did you get 31 inches of rain?
Not that year.
No.
Or wait, yeah, one of the years I did. I
got like
3 feet of rain.
Yeah, for me it's been tough 3 years. 13 and like 2 or 3 days, 21 in 3 days and 31 in 3 days. So that's a lot of rain in 3 years because of just different things going on. So I'm going for hopefully no storm this year. And then we'll see how everything goes.
Yeah, I think 2016, early October, that's when we got a ton of rain. My driveway had like at least, I don't know, 16 inches, if not more than that, maybe 24 inches of rain for, like months.
I hate to cut this short, but it's already 10 minutes after 12.
Man, I was just having fun.
It is.
I guess we'll have to come and conclude it on Friday.
If there's a show Friday.
If there's a show Friday.
But Bernie says, I'd like to make y'all a spicy hot toddy.
Yeah, I don't care for hot toddies, but yeah.
I never had one, so I'll take one.
I haven't had one since the 80s and didn't like it back then. I don't remember what's in it.
I'm pretty
But
sure.
Anyway.
Pretty sure it's whiskey.
It's time to close this down.
Well,
Time
you
to
didn't
start
read all
some
the chat.
outros. We will continue on our next show.
You mean Friday?
If it's Friday.
Of course it'll be Friday.
If it's Friday.
I always say, like, it's possible it'll be Friday, and it always is.
If there's a show Friday, this could be continued then. So, Mr. Brando, are you ready with your outro? What would you like to say?
Yeah, I'll just keep it simple. Yeah, basically, go ahead and check me out Google Plus. I'll be by the a guy named Brando Till, and yeah, I like eating spicy stuff, and yeah, so. And I got a YouTube channel, Brando Till, same thing. Like to do some reviews of peppers and everything. So, and a few other kinds of videos here and there. And yeah, and I do have kidneys and other edibles available. Not edibles, but some spicy edibles. So, yeah.
Yeah, really hot ones.
Yeah. They have a little kick to them.
Yep, and they can get a hold of you through Google Plus to find out about them at the Pepper Lovers Marketplace.
Yes, sirree.
Cool. Anything else you would like to add?
Yeah. Any questions about that? Hit me up on Google Plus or whatever, and then maybe even Hangouts if you feel like it. So, yeah.
That works. Mr. Charles.
Hello. Sorry I missed most of the show, but work calls. Charles P. On Google Hangouts, YouTube. That's my YouTube channel as well, Charles Space P. I'm Charles Space P as well on Pepper Lovers Community. You can check the PLC Marketplace. I have a few sauces available. I'm usually here, do the whole show Monday, Wednesday, and sometimes Friday or whenever Rev feels like it. And that's about it. Not much else going on today. I'm just glad the day's over with. Unfortunately, I got to be up and go back to work in 5.5 hours. So it's like I never leave.
You're looking for your bed.
I'm not. I'm still wired, being up all day, so it's going to take a while. So tomorrow's going to be another painful one.
Anything else you would like to add?
Good
night, Susan.
Good night, Susan. That's pretty much it for tonight.
Cool.
Pretty much it.
Cool. And that puts me next. So Rob Z, ROBB space Z, as in zebra, not a C or a D. It's a Z as in zebra. Uh, yeah, that's my YouTube and my Google Plus and my Google Hangouts. So I
But
can
you
be
have
reached through
another
those.
YouTube channel as
I
well.
haven't gotten to that one yet. Ah,
There's two videos today, folks.
Yeah.
Episode
yeah, that was
31.
an accident.
Yeah, because the
One wasn't
one
supposed to go up till
came out,
Friday, and I
it
accidentally
was,
put today.
yeah, the first one that came out was actually the later one after the second one that was supposed to come out.
Yeah, I accidentally put the wrong date on it when I posted it and didn't notice it. So they both posted today. When one was supposed to be posted Friday, and this was all on my Yankee Ace 50 YANKEE ACE 50. That's my other YouTube channel. Oh, excuse me, where I play Minecraft. So one side Minecraft, the other side peppers and a few other things. And thanks to Mr. Scott Tippett, I've had some extra interesting videos this week. So you might want to go check those out if you haven't already. If you're wondering about his jams and stuff, you can get my opinion on it. So you can go check those out. But a lot of people here have already done that. So, all right, that's about it for me. So, Mr. Rev.
And those jams can be found on the Pepper Lovers Marketplace under Scott Tippett.
That they can.
Huts.
Mm-hmm.
That they can. 19 different flavors.
I think I've only had half, but they're all good.
Yep,
Bet. They all sound really good.
they are.
They're good.
Thanks, Yaya, for the thumbs up. Other Rob is saying later, everyone. So later, Rob.
Later, Rob, where's Kyle?
I don't think I've seen Kyle for a while.
Yeah. Haven't seen
Oh,
him
Rev
since
gets
then.
4 thumbs up, and I get 1.
Thank you.
I'm just teasing.
I'm here with this cute little redhead. Everybody likes
Yeah.
redheads.
And you got a big ol' outro all set and ready to go. So let's hear it.
Gigantic outro. No. Outro, yeah. We were here. We did things. It was awesome. Had this cute little redhead here. Oh, look how cute she is. Oh. But yeah, no, I really don't have a there you go. I like that hashtag Rob. Whole bootleg for Cal.
Yeah.
Well, hey, if Cal wants to hop on here and do the whole bootleg, then absolutely.
Oh, yeah. Cal told me that he was getting tired earlier, so he was going to crash.
Oh, okay.
Well, if you're watching this in the aftermath, Cal, by all means. I'm all about doing it on your own channel, so I'm not saying you have to come on here, but if you want to come on here and do the whole bootleg, absolutely, you're totally welcome to hop on here and do the whole bootleg, because I don't know. Anytime anybody tries a pepper, it probably should be done live, which you could do on your own channel, but like I said, it's always welcome over here. So, what? Ready to go to sleep? Ready? Okay. But anyway, yeah, that was our live stream for tonight. Oh, my dog is taking a nap. But that was our live stream for tonight, and yeah, it was a lot of fun. Thanks for hanging out with us. As always, we love that you're hanging out with us, putting all the comments in the comments section. If you're watching this after the fact, well, maybe you should check us out while we're live. That way you can join in the chat. We'll read your chat, especially when you type in all kind of crazy things. And Rob's like, I'm not going to read that. It's one of my favorite parts of the live chat. Just letting you know, and try not to let any of anything that you write in the chat get deleted or anything like that, unless you delete it yourself. We don't like to censor anything over here, because whenever the live stream's over, the chat does not show up in the aftermath. So when Rob doesn't talk about it, it doesn't show up in the video after the fact. So yeah, we love that stuff. But anyway, yeah, I'm not doing an outro. Well, I guess I have been, but yeah, this is my channel. If you're new, I don't know why you would be new, but if you're new, click that subscribe button, click that thumbs up button. Love you guys. And as always, we were live. You were here. It was awesome. You guys loved it, and it was great. We'll catch y'all next time, which will be Friday with Charles and maybe not Rob.
Maybe Kyle.
Or maybe it will be with Rob. I don't know. I haven't made my mind up yet.
Maybe the other
We'll
Rob.
on Friday though. Wait, do I have some kind of weird beef with Rob going on right now? Oh, this is weird. Oh man, this is gonna
Rob
start
was
some
giving you
controversy in the chat. So let me know in the chat what you think
Rob
is
was
going on.
giving that
Because,
stink eye, man.
well, maybe I'm really mad at Rob right now, and I'm not gonna let him come on Friday. Or maybe
Yeah,
he
that's
doesn't-
got to be it.
Or maybe he doesn't want to come on Friday because he's mad at me.
Well,
Let
that
me
could be
know
it.
in the chat down below because I really want to hear what you have to say about that. And we're not going to tell you anything about what's going on because that's between me and Rob. And we're going to sort that out right now. Well, maybe. Maybe I'll just yell at him a little bit. Or maybe he'll yell at me a little bit.
After
Yeah,
the
it's
live stream ends, this is. So you're just
Yeah.
going to have to wonder.
Yeah, it's a lot of behind the scenes info that I'm giving up right now, but yeah, you'll find out maybe next time what's going on, or maybe we'll keep you in the dark. But anyway, you were here with us live, and it was awesome. You loved it. We're out of here, so catch y'all later.
Later.
Peace out.